legacy isn't built overnight. It's forged from unyielding passion and grit and begins with a purpose, a singular belief. We carried that belief with us in 2017 when Toyota Gazoo Racing took its first lap in Malaysia. With 28 races in 3 main cities, the Vios Challenge marked the nation's first one-make street racing event. From there, we ventured into new routes, launching our esports championship in 2018. You see, Gazoo racing is not just about racing. It embodies the Japanese concept of wakudoki, a heart-pumping thrill. And whether on screen or on track, we sought to ignite that excitement within everyone. In the following seasons, Toyota Gazoo Racing evolved as a multi-platform to nurture professionals and amateurs alike for the global stage. We brought the race to the Sabang International Circuit, along with better cars and better racing. We advanced from our circuit to take on the national stage under the TGR flag. In the face of failure, we found resilience and came back stronger to claim victory. This heritage became the driving force of the Vios GR Sport and inspired a wave of new fun-to-drive cars. In support of grassroots racing, we nurtured 24 rookies through our Young Talent program to compete in our Vios Challenge series, some of which became local and regional champions, carrying our aspirations for motorsports forward. We continued discovering fresh new talent nationwide, touring local universities for new blood. By Season 6, we introduced 3 generations of racing Vios since our launch and transformed Toyota Gazoo Racing into a spectacle of entertainment, attractions and racing culture. We're where we are now because of the past 7 years. We've held on to our belief of inspiring thrills in Malaysians through motorsports. It's in our DNA after all. This burning ambition, the never-ending pursuit of greatness. This is what we're made of. This is Gazoo Racing.
That's how you make performance tires. Unveiling the new Proxys Sports 2, an ultra-high performance tyre that allows drivers to safely maximize their enjoyment of driving. With a tagline engineered for excitement, Proxys Sports 2 is optimized for the high torque powertrains to deliver an exciting ride for all sports car drivers. The all-new Proxys Sports 2 is the newest addition to Malaysia's popular Proxys Sports range for the passenger and SUV car tyres, offering 2 excellent features that sets it apart from its predecessor: precise handling and exceptional wet grip. The tyre's precise handling enables drivers to navigate corners with ease, while its exceptional wet grip provides superior traction on wet roads, ensuring maximum safety and stability even in challenging weather conditions. The Proxys Sports 2 is available from C segment vehicles all the way to F segment vehicles. It is available in total of 31 sizes ranging from 18 to 20 inches. For more information on the latest Proxys Sports 2, please visit our authorized Toyo Tires dealer network nationwide.
Toyo Tires.
Ready, team. We have 5 and counting. If we don't make it, everything goes boom.
Package on the move.
Release the beast.
ETA 100. Package acquired. Inbound, 1 click.
Watch out!
That was a close call.
3 minutes to target. Let's burn! Beyond you in 5. It's going to be too close!
It's not over yet.
Clock ticking, punching.
Package received.
Whoa, this thing's fast!
Target in sight. The beasts are here. 5, 4.
Now! Nice work, guys.
I'm gonna need some new tires.
series where competitive races are born.
And it's go, go, go!
New action. Triumphs.
Number one. Let's go.
And drama. An all-new machine.
Number one. Number one.
The biggest racing talents are ready to battle.
Final turn, he gets on the straight. Hands are waving, checker flags are waving. He takes the win.
Toyota Gazoo Racing Festival. An epic showdown like never before. It is time to reset the game. Let the racing begin.
This is full-on action.
Adam goes into P2.
Dogfight.
And goes into P1.
Adrenaline pumping in your veins.
Yeah!
Excitement in the air. Music and entertainment. Lots and lots of drama.
Number one. Number one.
My goodness!
This is Gazoo Racing.
10 seconds. Exit standby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go green.
The goal is always to win. It's a long race, so let's see what we can do.
Over 6 seasons, every year, 45 racers compete for a place on this podium.
This is Gazoo Racing. Good race. Oh my god, that was the hardest race I've ever raced in my life, man. Oh, up to the last corner. Oh.
This is where champions are built.
Ready to race.
Talents uncovered.
I mean, tomorrow is a new race. Plenty of opportunities starting from P3, so I'll try to make it work. It's a new day.
Rookies nurtured.
Yeah! Yes! Let's freaking go! P1, baby!
Let's go!
We feel like we have the potential. We're gonna get this one.
This is Gazoo Racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to our live stream as Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge final season. Well, season 7, but it's a final race. Of course, this is round 3, and from Super Sporting Class, and also our rookie class, they're all ready to have it out on the Sepang International Circuit track. So, as those of you who's coming back for the live stream, we're here with Mr. Brandon Ho's machine. Of course, Brandon Ho has been part of the Toyota Gazoo Racing rookie program, and he's right here with me as well. Brandon in second place in the standings. Of course, his biggest competitor right now, Adam Mikael, leading by about 14 points in first place. Brandon, the skies are looking a bit glum. It was really bright during qualifying, but now we may expect some rain. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I do hope for some rain because I think I can find more pace there compared to the rest. So, regardless, even if it's dry, I think I'll just give it my all and see what happens on the track. Yep.
Excellent, excellent. Of course, he's been a stalwart of the rookie program for quite some time now. So, what's it like with the teammates, especially going into the final round? Is there still a lot of camaraderie, or already, that's it, I'm gunning for you, I'm gunning for you?
We are all quite close. I mean, off track, of course, we all tend to help each other, give each other advices. So it's a very healthy competition among Season 4 rookies. So on and all, but we give our best in the track. So yeah, it's definitely going to be intense this round around because the gaps are all pretty close. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight.
So I like the fact that you say the gaps are pretty close. That means even your second placing right now is in jeopardy, right?
From third place, you mean?
Yes.
Maybe. I mean, anything can happen in a race, but the aim here is, of course, for that championship title. So I'm not looking back, I'm looking front.
Nice! That's the spirit that we want from Mr. Brandon Ho over here. So, of course, your closest competitor, Adam Mikael, do you have any particular strategies that you want to go through, or are you keeping it close to your chest?
I mean, of course, round 1 it was double points, right? So he pulled the gap from that round onwards. So I'm slowly climbing back up. It is possible. So yeah, I mean, on my side, I can just do what I can do the best, which is just driving to my best potential, and the rest, I mean, it's up to luck. So we'll see. Yep.
So Brandon Ho from a pro karting experience, bringing it out to a track, and let's see how he does. He's full of confidence and he's hoping for a bit of rain. Let's see who else is going to be hoping for a bit of rain. Brandon,
so much.
Will do. All the best on track. So let's take a look at some of the other members of the rookie program. So Toyota Gazoo Racing has, of course, brought this rookie program forward to fulfill that gap that we have in the industry, grassroots motorsports. And thank you so much, Toyota Gazoo Racing, for bringing young Malaysians to fulfill their potential. Another such potential to be fulfilled is a young lady. Her name is Audrey Leong, driving car number 79, and she has pedigree, I tell you. I mean, from her grandfather, race, especially rally racing, is in the blood. Audrey, you feeling good?
Yes, I am.
I like, she's always got a sunshine smile on her face. Now, here's the thing. We've got 6 rookies in the program, and you're the only girl at this point in time. Do they bully you or not? You tell me honestly, Yuan. I'm your abang, okay?
Off track. But anyhow, they don't bully. We are just hanging out together, we chill together, and yeah, we just share everything together and just have fun together. Yeah.
So far, fun and games, but at the same time, Brandon did say you guys all have your competitive streaks. So when it comes to the track, friendships forgotten and everything is all about racing?
Yes.
Wow, like that. No front friend.
Sorry to say, but when we're in the track, when we're in the battlefield, yeah, we gotta do what we need to do.
So of course, Audrey also coming up from pro karting roots, yeah? So I'd like to ask you as well, especially you see a lot of drivers coming up through pure simulation racing alone, e-racing only. They've never smelled petrol, they've never felt the track, and suddenly they're competing with you on this track. What are your thoughts on that?
For me, I think that as long as it's a part of motorsport and it's a part of racing, it's all still the same. It's just whether it's reality or in virtuals, it still works. It's still motorsports.
And of course, you're a young person. You also have picked up sim racing as well to sort of sharpen up your skills, right? So do you feel that having road experience or racing experience before you go to the simulators, does it give you an edge?
I feel like after having the raw experience, like the reality ones and going to the virtual ones, actually makes a big difference, because the reality ones, you have the feeling of everything. You can legit feel every details of the car and the feeling of everything. But virtually, you just, for me, it's basically more of a muscle memory for me to train on.
So of course muscle memory for simulators, but I think the one aspect that you don't have during simulators is fear. How does fear factor in when you're racing?
I feel that because I grew up from go-karting and coming to fear, I think for me it isn't a big issue, but because karting itself it's an open wheel motorsport, so yeah.
So you've already conquered your fear with go-karting. So right now it's down to Audrey to give her best. So at this point in time, what are your hopes for placing for this season?
For me, since it's the last round of the Toyota Gazoo Racing, of course I would wish for a podium this round. So yeah, so let's see where race 1 takes me to.
Excellent. So of course, podium is your target, Audrey. May race 3, round 3 right here bring you the luck that you deserve. Go for it, Audrey. Well done. Loving the semangat or the jati diri that's been shown by our drivers right here. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or if you're a girl. Doesn't matter if you started from karting or e-racing or sim racing. Toyota Gazoo Racing Rookies program does have the allocation for each and every bit of talent that you have. So one last talent that we want to approach is Mr. Kingston right here. And here's the thing. When he's racing with Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge, he's a bit timid and doesn't say much, very quiet guy. I mean, among everyone, I think you're the most quiet. But I just found out you are the champion of S1K Sepang 1000 endurance race recently in November. How does that feel, man?
It feels great, I guess.
You sound like you don't believe you won.
No, because I went into the weekend with a lot of anticipation, so the expectations are high. So yeah, it was what we planned for, but at the same time, I'm still very happy for it because everything.
Excellent. So I love when a good plan turns out well for Kingston over here. So yes, a lot of people are saying, man, he should start realizing his potential, fulfilling his potential. What is the difference between the S1K and Vios Challenge?
Okay, the Vios Challenge, you know, on the internet, a lot of people mention that, oh, it's just a Vios, it's easy to drive, but I'm telling you, the Vios is not easy to drive. You need to get everything right to get the car to rotate. So, yeah, it's not that easy lah. And you can see the difference with my championship standing and the results in S1K.
Exactly. So we know you have the potential. We know you have that drive. So going into the viewers are hoping for that as well, because it's going to be a much more interesting race that way. Kingston, hope you do your best, and just like Audrey, podium finish this time around. Podium, podium, podium. All right, so we've gotten up close and personal with some of the rookies at this point in time. And so, for those of you who are still unfamiliar about the Toyota Gazoo Racing Rookies program, here's a short video for you to understand a little bit better. Of course, featuring Alex Young from Axel Motorsports, who are bringing these boys through their paces to fulfill their potential. Let's take a look at the Toyota Gazoo Racing Rookies program.
Rookies, class of 2024. Woo!
I'm Alex Young, Head of Driver Development and Coach of the TGR Rookies.
I'm Adam Mikael.
I'm Audrey.
I'm Kingston.
I'm Amirul.
I'm Raja Amirul.
Hi, I'm Brendan Ho, and I'm a class of 2024 rookie.
So this is my first car circuit racing, closed wheels racing, and overall I had a very huge improvement throughout ever since round 1 till today.
What I achieved this year is crazy. I got opportunities to race in different cars, and it's my first year in racing, and I've achieved a lot of things, so I'm very happy.
Before I found out about Toyota Gazoo Racing rookie program, I was actually a fun karter, and actually quite a lot of people look down on fun karters, so it was pretty hard for me to get into the scene. Thanks to Alex and Toyota as well for realizing the potential in me and giving me this opportunity. It's been huge. I've learned a lot. I kept understanding how motorsport works. Toyota has given me the chance to live my dream.
It has been a tough year for me
because as a pure sim driver, I still remember that first round, just all of the cars lining up on the grid. My heart beat so fast. I was like, should I just press the throttle or call them to go back to the pit? My confidence level has risen up a lot under coaching of Alex Yong. Approach everything within myself that I can improve. He has helped me. It has been such a wonderful year, 2024.
There's no other person that could take a good care of us other than Mr. Alex Yong himself. He's doing such a good job.
Pay them a lot of money. Pay them a lot of money.
This is one big race, so it's not all about the cars, it's about the drivers. It's about how the driver deal with the car, deal with the track, deal with the mechanics and all. Thank you so much to TGR Malaysia for providing such a good platform. You know, everyone is doing so well. So yeah.
It's just about trying to do the best you can in every step of the way. Each driver gets to its full potential. And in the short time frame we can. It's not a very long time frame, you know, a few months to do quite a lot. Especially with this group. This group is on paper the least experienced group we've had. You have to have realistic expectations. You know, got some drivers who've never even driven a car or a fun car here, pure sim drivers. And I'm always proud of the drivers because they always give their best. What has been the nicest surprise though is that even on paper, the season 4 has been the least experienced. In many ways, they've been the best. How they've improved through the year, it's also been the most impressive. The learning curve is never linear, but for the short time frame we've had, you know, it's as a whole through the group, it's been very steep and they've managed to continue. I think the drivers here are starting to understand what their potential is now. But you need to understand how big your appetite is for stuff. Appetite for hard work, appetite for tough times, appetite for good times, whether you can manage all these different things.
Kingston brings that unseriousness and joy at times that we need it.
I would say Nakib Azlan. He is such a good driver. Not only a good driver, but on and off track, he's such a good human being. Yeah, he teach me a lot, to be honest. So yeah, very thankful.
Brandon. It's Brandon.
There's a bromance going on here.
He's been a really good rival to me. I hope I see him in the future, racing with or against me.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we just both want to keep improving as a driver. I mean, all of us here, I can say for sure.
Presenting my friends, I think personally we all improve a lot, you know. Each one of us have our own strengths and weaknesses, and it's Alex's job to ensure that we focus on how to improve our strength and, you know, fix the weaknesses that we have. As a race driver, we are never perfect, but it's about getting to the fine line, and the fine line is always moving. So yeah, with his guidance, we know what to do, we know what to change, we know what to improve on and off track. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you to Gazoo Racing Malaysia. Thank you to all my peers for the level of competitiveness. You know, you guys raise a bar, you guys raise an expectation. May the best driver win.
This is not the end of what this program is. It needs to have a start, it needs to have an end. But for us, there's no end. Don't forget Kingston over here is a Sepang 1,000 kilometer winner. So he's done what, 4 races and he's already won Malaysia's biggest race ever. And out of all of the drivers from day 1 to now, Audrey's improved the most. You know what I mean? And so there's all these things that we have to take into account. Huge thanks to Toyota for what they've done in pushing on all the racing and having the rookie program, allowed so many drivers to get into racing. And especially in Malaysia, there's so little motorsport here. You know, if it wasn't for Toyota, I think motorsport would be dead, pretty much. Once you become the best in Malaysia, the next step is to go outside of Malaysia. I hope over time there'll be more opportunities for them to find the different fields and go up. If you really love a sport, it's a lifelong association. And I hope and think that they'll all have a future in motorsports. You've got to make your own paths, you've got to think your own decisions, make your own things. End of the day, if you have to rely on people to tell you what to do, you're never going to go anywhere.
What's my question?
A car?
Thank you very much. It's very sweet. Instead of diploma, you get yourself. Come. I cut you there. There you go. You can do the rest.
name is Matthews Isaac, and right next to me it is Victor Cass as we bring you all the actions that happens on the track. And guess what? Qualifying is done. Now it is race time, baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it's finally time to pull a really, really good race here today because this is the season finale after all, so it all comes down to this. This is where we're going to determine who will be the champion. This is where all the storylines, everything is going to be wrapped up and concluded. So after we've already seen the qualifying session for both the Super Sports and the Rookie class, now they're going to be taking to the track and they're going to be racing hard here in Sepang International Circuit.
Yeah, so this is what we've been waiting for. This is what everyone has been waiting for, to find out who's going to be this season's champion has been the biggest question all around. And so are we going to be having a new champion in our series, or there's going to be a plot twist at the end? Because looking at the weather, just now before we came into the studio, we can already see the clouds are building up. So that shows that, it's very unpredictable over here. So, man, I just can't wait to get things started.
I've just been watching like the weather forecasts, during the break early on, and we're seeing like what's the probability of rain going to be coming in here, and the probability has been floating around. I mean, early on when I was checking, it was like 93% chance of rain. It's dropped down to 77% now, so I'm not too sure. But again, I think for a lot of drivers, especially the ones who are chasing the championships now, they're definitely going to be wishing for that rain. Particularly Kenneth Ko, who only qualified in 8th position. Mitchell Chia, who didn't qualify in the 10th, even in the top 10 positions. They're going to have a lot of work to do, and just having that little bit of moisture out on track definitely is going to be able to help them a little bit. But as of right now, it's only cloudy outside, not enough perspiration, so it's looking like it might be a dry affair, at least for the first part of this race.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going into our first race for round 3. As we can definitely see, looking at the things, how it's been going, it is going to be Super Sporting and also Rookie class that will be going first. So I'm really excited to see how these races are going to go head-to-head this time. And looking at the weather conditions, everything might just come into action. This is the overall standings points for Super Sporting. Mitchell Chia is on 84 points, where he's in P1. P2 for Nakib Azlan at 83 points. P3 for Freddie Ang on 63. P4, Tengku Janli, the former champion, with 50 points. And P5 for Nabil Azlan on 44. Aiden Haikal in P6, 31 points. Man, this could change in this race.
Yeah, I mean, I think third place is definitely going to be up for grabs. First place is obviously very close with that single point. As we have a look at the rookies class, it's a lot less closer, but still, I think a very competitive race to get up into that third spot. Adam Mikhail right now stands at 108 points. Brandon Ho currently has 94 points, so there's only 14 points separating the top two. Amir Afik has 74, very much of an outside shot for sure. I'm not even sure mathematically if it's going to be possible, but can certainly try to at least stay in that top 3. Then we got Raja Amiro, the sim racing driver, 64 points. Audrey Leong has 52, and Kingston Tan has 28 points. You can see all the cars are currently getting themselves ready and set up on the track right now. I believe the mechanics are now starting to file on back into the pits, so we should start racing here very, very shortly.
Absolutely. So we can still see some rays of sunshine around the track here. As what you said there, Victor, it's not enough perspiration to get into a wet race today. But it's going to be a really exciting race. This is the view from the track. We got 1 more minute before we go into action. So this is for the Super Sporting and also for the Rookie class. Kepada anda yang baru saja masuk ke dalam siaran langsung, selamat datang ke Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge musim yang ke-7. Ini adalah Grand Finale. So jadi tuan-tuan dan puan, hari ini adalah hari yang cukup besar untuk menyaksikan siapakah yang bakal menjadi juara untuk musim ini. So this is going to be really big, and I can't wait for the lights to go off, my man.
Oh, of course it is. So now that the drivers are left to their own devices on the grid, we're going to be seeing them take to their formation lap here. The race is going to be starting after they've already completed the formation lap, gotten back into their grid slots, and then it'll be green flag racing. You can see up in the starting box there is our race director, M. Ravin, now just going exactly on time, just checking his watch, making sure that we're going off exactly on the dot right now. So we unleashes the drivers now, and this is going to be a very interesting race here for sure, because based on the qualifying here, we've got Adi Rahimi who has taken the pole position for the sporting class. So he starts on the front row alongside Nakib Aslan, the challenger Dimitri Chia, who is only behind our current championship leader by a single point. But don't forget about Amir Haris Jeffrey, who is also looking to make a point here on the podium, and he is going to be in a very good position to do so. As we file on down the line here, you can see Aman Nagdev, the Indian driver, joining us here for Axel Motorsports. Bradley Benedict starts alongside Tom Go as well. Mitchell Chia starts in 11th place. A very disappointing qualifying session for him for sure, but he's hoping to try to make it up in this race itself. Then we can see the rookie class drivers. Starting from the front there is going to be Rajamil Shaukat, who got pole position for that rookie class. Brandon Ho will be starting alongside, and for Brandon especially, this will be a very good opportunity for him to start chipping away at the points lead that Adam Mikhail has already had on hand.
Yeah, so I guess we'll be going for one round over here before we officially start the race. Boleh dikatakan cuaca yang agak mendung sekarang ni. So kita pun sedang lihat siapakah yang akan jadi juara di dalam race ini. Of course, esok juga kita ada one more race yang akan menentukan siapakah yang akan menjadi juara. So daripada result ataupun keputusan untuk hari ini, kita akan boleh tahulah sedikit bagaimana keputusan untuk esok pula. So jadi tuan-tuan dan puan, bersedialah anda. Kita ada macam-macam lagi yang boleh berlaku di dalam race ini. So I just can't wait to see apa yang akan jadi for today, man.
Betul tu. So a season that has started in 2024 will finally meet its end at the beginning of 2025. 19 cars now will be lining up on the grid, led by Adi Rahimi, Nakib Aslan in that front row, followed by Amir Haris Jeffrey and Nabil Aslan. These are going to be people who are vying for a chance at the championship here. And then, of course, behind all the super sporting drivers, we have the rookie class drivers, Rajamir Shaukat, Brandon Ho, Anna Mikhail, and Audrey Leong starting on those front two rows. Cars are getting themselves in position inside the grid box. Remember, they have to exactly be inside of their box before we can start the starting procedures here. Green flag has been waved now, so that's a signal now for the start lights to come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, let those engines roar as we race now for the last time in 2025 here. And it's off to the races for the super sporting class. Adi Rahimi already having a good lead here. Nabil Aslan is going. Akib Aslan is going to try to get the drive off him on the first turn. He's already starting to size things up. Cars are going in. 3 in the line, 4 in the line, maybe even a 5 in the line right now. Adi Rahimi still stays on the lead. Attacking around the outside is Akib Aslan, not able to find himself alongside. He will have to concede that position and let Adi Rahimi run away with the lead. Cars are still coming through into the second turn, looking very good, very clean so far. Here comes the rookies now, coming through as well. No major tangles. This is a very, very clean start.
Yeah, very good start, very decent and clean start from all of the racers today, including the rookies as well. So ladies and gentlemen, as we are coming into the Langkawi curve, you can still see Adi Rahimi now leading this race. Nakib Aslan is just right behind there. And we will be getting more exclusive updates on what will be happening over here. And on the rookie side, looking at it, it is going to be car number 81 that is leading the race there.
Amirul.
Yeah, Amirul. And there you go. On Telaga Mas Motorsport, that is livery in car number 3. It's none other than Freddie Ang, who put on a really good show for us in the previous race. Can he do it again? That is going to be the biggest question as we're coming into the last turn.
Give me an eye on Mitchell Chia. Look at him. He's going on the inside of Bradley Benedict. Now he takes over, going around the penultimate corner. So he's already making up some places. Let's see what the places will be as they come across the line. Adi Rahimi still stays in the lead. Nakib Aslan very closely following behind him, only less than half a second away. It looks like Mitchell Chia has made his way up into 8th place. This is very good news for him, but I think especially for Nakib Aslan, he's going to watch out from behind now because Amir Haris Jeffrey is starting to sense an opportunity forming on this lap.
Yeah, he's just doing his very best over here. Adi Rahimi just needs to keep himself very cool. No pressure for him there as much as he's thinking that way, but at the moment you can see the pressure is building up from the back. Nakib Aslan and also Amir Haris coming in very close. This is the onboard view actually. And we are about to see what is going to be happening over here. And right in front there's a couple of racers that is just coming around at the curve over here. And I just can't wait to see the Victor, who's going to be climbing in these few more laps to go there?
The main people I'm watching right now, especially it's going to be Mitchell Chia for sure. He's already made up of 2-3 places now, up into 8th place. He's now currently hanging behind Amang Nagdev. Oh, he's gotten overtaken by Hayden Haikal on the screen right here. So it seems like he's starting to struggle a little bit after the first lap. The cars are now coming around towards the final sector here. Here we see the rookie class drivers. Car number 82, Kingston Tan, doing very well right now. Currently 3rd in his class here. In the rookie class, he's already overtaken Audrey in order to be able to stay in that position. But as of right now, Adi Rahimi now is getting himself in a very, very comfortable pace here. Now the cars are all following a single file line. It's all about the slipstream. It's all about trying to follow along, follow the leader as it were. Adi Rahimi now taking on the inside, still keeping a nice defensive line there. Nakib Aslan not looking to make the moves quite yet.
Betul tu Victor, dan boleh dikatakan satu aksi yang cukup memuaskan daripada Adi Rahimi sekarang ni, diikuti oleh Nakib Aslan yang berada di dalam posisi yang kedua. Posisi ketiga kita lihat Amir Haris yang cuba untuk memberikan tekanan daripada belakang dengan 18 pusingan saja yang berbaki di dalam race kita untuk hari ini. Kepada anda yang baru saja masuk ke dalam siaran langsung, ini adalah Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge Season yang ke-7 dan ini adalah grand finale race yang pertama. Kita juga ada race yang kedua yang akan menentukan siapakah yang akan jadi juara. Pada this moment, all of our eyes are focused kepada para pelumba kita yang sedang beraksi di dalam Super Sporting dan juga rookie kelas sekarang ni.
Amir Haris is actually getting closer and closer to Nakib Aslan as we enter the second sector, so he might have to think a lot more about defense for the next lap here, especially going into that first turn. So this may having a golden opportunity now for Adi Rahimi to keep control of the race, to keep control of the lead most importantly. The final corner looking very, very treacherous indeed, especially how close those tire barriers are. There's very, very little room to maneuver out of and off the track here, unfortunately. Cars come through once again now. I think you can start to see some of these cars forming islands here, but the top 4 are still very close to each other. You can even see Freddie Ang starting to tangle a little bit there, a bit of concertina effect as well. As hooking on along the inside there is Nakib Aslan, not able to get himself quick enough to get alongside Adi Rahimi at this point though, but crucially Amir Haris is just keeping so much pressure onto Nakib Aslan right now. This is looking like such an exciting fight.
Yeah, but Nakib is right now focusing in the man in the front, and it's going to be Adi Rahimi. He's just trying to play some mind games around the curve earlier on, but Adi Rahimi is just trying to keep himself superbly cool, and Amir Haris right now just waiting for a mistake between these two so he can capitalize on that. But at this moment, this is the man in the front, Adi Rahimi, who is just keeping himself really, really well in the front without having to lose himself. On the other side, we can see Nakib Aslan now just chasing the man. Can he do it? And it's going to be the biggest question in the remaining laps to come.
I think one of the hardest positions to be in is to be in the lead of the race at the early stage of a spec series, no less. This is a lot of pressure on Adi Rahimi's shoulders, and this is probably like the best starting position that he's had all season long, so he cannot afford to let this opportunity slip him by. The top 6 cars now coming across the line. The rookies are still following very far behind there. And where exactly is Mitchell Chia right now? Is he still chasing behind Hayden Haikal, as I can see here, trying to get that slipstream? Adi Rahimi taking a defensive line here, and you can see the Nakib Aslan diving in there. So he's indicating, especially to Adi, is that the moment you leave a gap, just a little bit of gap in that first turn, he's going to pounce right on it.
Betul tu Victor, itulah mind games daripada Nakib Aslan sepanjang race kita hari ini. Dengan 16 pusingan yang saja berbaki, kita lihat dah most of his mind games coming throughout this race sekarang ni. Dan kita lihat Adi Rahimi masih lagi berada di hadapan, tidak memberikan fokus kepada belakang. Beliau hanya fokus ke hadapan saja untuk berada di dalam P yang pertama. Tetapi kita lihat cabaran dan juga beberapa tekanan diberikan oleh Nakib dan juga Amir Haris daripada P2 dan juga P3 cukup memberikan sesuatu yang agak besar, satu cabaran yang agak besar untuk Adi Rahimi. Manakala di dalam rookie class kita boleh lihat Brandon Ho masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama, Kingston Tan. Raja Amirul yang berada di dalam P pertama. Ya, P kedua adalah untuk Brandon Ho, P ketiga untuk Kingston Tan, P keempat ada Mikhail dan P ke-8 Audrey Leong dan terakhir sekali Amirul Afiq. On we go to the Kuala Lumpur Straights, Victor.
Something very concerning for me regarding Mitchell Chia's race right now because he's still held up behind Hayden Haikal, but it's a big gap now forming between Nabil Aslan, who's in 6th place, to Hayden Haikal in 7th place. That's almost 4 seconds long now between these two cars, and Mitchell Chia, Amanak Dev, and Eddie Liu are all caught up behind in the traffic. So this is starting to become a bit of a problem because even if Mitchell Chia does get past Hayden Haikal, he's going to have to make up all of that time in the rest of this race, and that is certainly going to affect his chances of catching up to Nakib Aslan for sure.
Yep. So there you go, Raja Amirul Chaukat. It's been spectacular so far in this race, and even in the qualifying, he showed lots of potential, and now he's just showing everything he can. You know, it brings me lots of beautiful memories with this third generation of Vios there, Victor. Yeah. So. I mean, I would say a throwback. Yeah, a little throwback on the car that is being used for the rookies.
I think the ultimate throwback for me would be to see the second generation Vios cars, even older generation of it for sure. But you know, that's the progression that we're seeing here on Toyota's lineup. You know, the current generation Vios, very distinctive in its flavor, in its color, and in its style. And right now, the top 6 drivers still very close to each other right now, absolutely pushing each other to the limit here. And really surprised to see that Adi Rahimi has been able to hang on despite all of that pressure. He still remains in the lead of the race here, mind you. The graphics now getting updated here, so he still is the car that's leading in front of the pack. The top 6 cars are still in one island, and then you got the rest from 7th place onwards in the second island. You can see that that's a very wide line Naki Aslan tried to do, and unfortunately that's caused a bit of a concertina running into the back, running into the front of Amir Haris as they pan around through turn number 1. So, wow, I mean, again, you're literally on a knife's edge whenever you're in a situation like this. You got a car that's in front and you got another car following closely behind. Any slight deviation off of your braking point, off of the line, and certainly mistakes can often happen in the most unlikely circumstances.
Betul tu, Victor. Ini boleh katakan fatal four-way sekarang ni antara pelumba-pelumba yang berada di dalam P1 hingga P4 sekarang ni. Dan kita juga boleh memberikan fokus kepada beberapa pelumba yang berada di dalam in the middle position boleh dikatakan. Baru saja kita lihat is none other than Tengku Jean Lee, who's in P12 just now. But there you go, this is a look on Mitchell Chia as well from Prima Pearl TD Racing. Well, what is going wrong for him there, Victor?
I think it's just being held up. Like, I mean, one doesn't have the pace as we've seen from qualifying alone, so you can already tell it's going to be quite a struggle from him coming into this race. But more importantly now is that despite his best efforts, still not able to overcome Hayden Haikal. There's not enough speed differential between the two really to make that happen. Let's have a look at a replay here. I believe this is one of the rookie cars who have unfortunately taken a hit to the back.
Oh, look at the bumper.
That's number 82, Kingston Tan. Oh, that's so unfortunate because at one point he was running in 3rd for his class, but that little spill with the bumper now has affected him massively, and he's dropped down to 5th position in the rookie class here.
Yeah, that is going to be putting on some pressure for him. But let's hope he can fight it back and come back again. He's a really amazing kid, of course. I mean, he has bags of experience being a champion for ESWS. So right now, let's see where he will be finishing in this race. We have another 13 more laps to go. And look at the bumper there. It's just almost going to be coming out. He needs to go to the pit there.
Might end up, especially if it continues to hang like that. Eventually it's going to fall off. But actually for him, it'd be much better if it falls off completely because there'll be less drag going on. Because as the bumper drags on the ground, and not to mention the aerodynamic effect of that, is just sinking him like a stone. Unfortunately, he's going to see his pace be massively affected by this, as you can already see from the timing monitor here. So wow, this is going to be a very tough one here for Kingston for sure.
Betul tu, Victor. So jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kita akan teruskan dengan race kita hari ini, dan itu dia Adi Rahimi baru saja keluarkan daripada seleko yang terakhir menuju ke Kuala Lumpur Straights, dan beliau masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama diikuti oleh Nakib Azlan daripada jentera nombor 17 Dengan jentera nombor 63, Amir Haris yang berada di belakang. William Ho juga following up very closely di bahagian belakang sekali. Dan kita lihat,
mechanical, that's the meatball flag, as like I like to say sometimes. And that, I believe, might be for Kingston Tan. This is just a really hard one to accept. Yeah, number 82, that is Kingston's car. The race controllers decided to call him in because of that hanging bumper. So let's hope that, this is just going to be a rough one here, especially as a driver. You don't want to be called in, if you could help it, but unfortunately that's very, very bad damage to the rear of his car. It's just dragging so hard on the track there. It's like it's looking very concerning right now, and rightfully so. Race control has decided to call him in to get that sorted out.
Absolutely. So right now we're on board with one of the racers over here. I believe we're going to be seeing a look. It's Brandon Ho we are on board with, and looking at the clouds there, Victor. Ooh, wow.
A bit dark.
It's getting super dark over there.
Still kind of in the distance though. So, but then again, exposure on this camera can be a bit deceiving, because for the most part it's still very bright and sunny in the immediate areas of the track here. So there's still a 77% chance of precipitation, but I don't know at this stage whether it's going to be coming soon enough here to actually affect anything when it comes to the Super Sport and Rookie class race here, because for the most part everyone is already getting quite spread out here, and especially with the gaps forming between the islands of cars right now. I mean, you got the top 6 in one island, then 7th place onwards down is another island going on there, and they're separated by almost 4 seconds now, coming into our 9th lap of racing. So as time goes on, I mean, this gap is probably going to start to expand a little bit more, but one thing's for sure, the top 6 still very, very close. All the cars within 3 seconds of each other from like the first to the 6th place.
Betul tu Victor. So kalau kita lihat, percaya ataupun tidak, kita mempunyai lebih kurang 8 pusingan saja di dalam race kita untuk hari ini, dan kita masih lagi on board bersama dengan Brandon Ho daripada Rookie Class yang cuba untuk berada di dalam posisi yang cukup baik, tetapi Raja Amirul Syaukat berikan satu masalah yang agak besar untuk berada dalam P yang pertama. Tapi kita akan teruskan dengan the main side of the race, iaitu di dalam Super Sporting. Kita lihat Adi Rahimi masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama, diikuti oleh Nakib Azlan yang berada di dalam P yang kedua. Amir Haris masih lagi di dalam P ketiga. 4 untuk Freddy Ang. Adakah kedudukan ini akan bertukar ataupun tidak? Dan kita hanya kena tunggu dan lihat. 10 more laps to go. 10 pusingan saja yang berbaki di dalam race ini. Nampaknya semua berada dengan jarak yang agak dekat sekarang ini. Few movements daripada Nakib Azlan dan juga Amir Haris. Dan Adi Rahimi masih lagi menggunakan the same racing line. Kemungkinan ada peluang untuk memintas di situ. Nakib Azlan ada peluang, tetapi nampaknya ditutup rapat oleh Adi Rahimi. Dan terus saja mengatakan tidak. Anda tidak akan meminta saya, dan terus berada di lampu yang pertama. Adi Rahimi, man, that was close. Nakib is getting closer and closer, man.
Every time he goes wide on that first turn, especially when everyone is going deep, you know that he's setting up for a move there, and he almost had it there. I mean, Adi Rahimi, to his credit, didn't leave much of a gap there, forcing Nakib to ride over the curbs there if he wanted to make that side-by-side move, but he had to maintain that side-by-side up until he gets into the second turn, but having taken the inside in turn 1 means that he was at a disadvantage going to turn 2, so I think that was still very much an attempt, but I think a very overconfident one at that. But fortunately for him, with his level of experience, he knows that he could try to make that move, perhaps to hopefully continue that psychological battle here with the current race leader, Adi Rahimi, because if Adi actually left a little bit too much space there and actually slowed down, that would have been a moment to allow Nakib Azlan to stay alongside.
I like the word, man. Psychological battles. Yeah, because it is getting psychological over here. Dan kemungkinan ada peluang untuk Nakib sekarang ni untuk memintas Adi Rahimi. Adakah ini masanya? Kita lihat satu pergerakan yang cukup menarik daripada beliau. Tetapi kita lihat Adi Rahimi masih lagi tidak memberikan ruang di situ. Nakib masih lagi satu ruang untuk memintas beliau, tetapi tidak juga. Dan nampaknya Adi Rahimi masih lagi menafikan gerakan-gerakan daripada Nakib Azlan. Tetapi tekanan di belakang juga masih lagi on the build up antara Amir Haris dan juga Freddy Ang.
Yeah, I think I saw a bit of a tangle going on between William Ho and Amir Harris and Freddie Ang. Freddie Ang is now moved up into third place there. You can see the number 3 car directly behind Nakib Aslan here. He successfully made that move there and it demoted Amir Harris out of the podium position. This could be a bit upsetting right now, especially given the fact that William Ho and Nabil Aslan are hot on his heels here. So this might not stem the bleeding so much here. At the moment, Freddie Ang, that's a really good move from him now. He's up in the podium places and he's bringing the chase here to Nakib Aslan.
Ya, jadi kita terus saja ke dalam selekor yang terakhir sekarang ni. Dan itu dia, terlihat Adi Rahimi masih lagi berada di dalam B yang pertama. It's going to be another challenge on the Kuala Lumpur Straights. Dan kita lihat jarak yang cukup besar antara Adi dan juga Nakib Aslan sekarang ni. Tetapi bagaimana ya kita lihat Nakib untuk memastikan beliau akan berada di dalam race ini to make a comeback to be and also to overtake Adi Rahimi is going to be a big question. Oh, that's a big battle going on at the back there, Victor.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Number 7, Hayden Haikal, right now trying to defend against Aman Nagdev, who somehow managed to weak his way. He already overtook Mitchell Chia a couple of laps back, but now he's starting to put a lot of pressure on the Hayden Haikal, and it feels like the Axel Sports driver might be having a little bit more pace in this stage of the race here because he's already testing Hayden Haikal, forcing him to go on the grass a little bit there to only maintain that speed. But this is going to be an interesting battle here to watch here because our driver from India is now challenging one of the former champions of TGR.
I mean, we spoke about this earlier on. That is the battle for P7. Oh, siapa yang terkeluar sekarang ni, Victor? It's going to be Tengku Janli.
Yeah. What has happened here? He's retired from this race. Already pulling his gloves off. He doesn't look too happy at the moment here. Hopefully we'll be able to get an update on what exactly happened. But as it stands, Tengku Jan is out of this race here. So is Tom Go apparently, who is currently in the pits as well. Perhaps an incident between the two or something. This is
kemungkinan ada sesuatu yang berlaku.
Something might happen, but we can't tell at this point. What remains to be seen though is what is Amanagdev going to do in this situation here now that he's already caught up to the hit and Haikal. What is Nakib, and more importantly, what is Freddie going to do now that he's up in the podium? He's going to try to continue defending because it seems like he has quite the pace here, especially compared to Amir Harris. But if the battle between Adi Rahimi and Nakib Aslan continues to remain at a stalemate, that might still open a chance for Freddie to perhaps pick up some scraps here.
Yep, betul tu. Dan kita lihat Adi Rahimi masih lagi berada di dalam P yang pertama. Dan it seems like he's keeping it very cool, Victor. Yeah, not trying to put himself a lot in a huge pressure. The pressure is coming up from the back, but he's handling it really well. So kredit harus diberikan kepada pelumba Adi Rahimi sekarang ni yang berada dalam tempat yang pertama. Dan diikuti oleh Nakib Aslan berada di dalam P yang kedua. 3 untuk Freddie Ang dan 4 untuk Amir Harris. Dan diikuti oleh William Ho di dalam P yang kelima, Nakib Aslan, Nabil Aslan di dalam P yang keenam, Hayden Haikal P7, Aman Nakdev di dalam P ke-8. The battle for P7 is still open sekarang ni antara Hayden dan juga Aman Nakdev.
Yeah, Aman Nakdev is constantly sizing things up here, and he's always trying to find that gap, trying to find an opportunity, trying to cut inside of the racing line that Hayden Haikal is taking right now. And the fact that, he's also got Mitchell Chiak following closely behind. Mitchell is just hoping to try to use this opportunity as well, because once a door opens up here for Aman to take over Hayden Haikal's place, you will bet that Mitchell Chiak will also attempt to take on Hayden Haikal while he's wounded like that. In the meantime, for the front, I think Freddie's still looking very solid in that third place. You can see, look at the defense here that Hayden Haikal is doing. He's absolutely trying to keep the Indian driver behind, but unfortunately, he's able to get alongside now. Wow! Now he's going to try to see if he can keep it alongside going to the second turn, but Hayden Haikal takes it back right around the outside, but where exactly is Mitchell? He's still around the outside. He cuts in between the two of them. He's trying to find a gap right way through, but the two cars in front are not letting go. Especially with Hayden Haikal still being in front of them, he still maintains his position. Mitchell Chuck goes up under the grass here to try to stay alongside Aman Nagdev, and they both will be side by side now as we go up to turn 4.
Yeah, this is going to be super interesting to watch. As we can see, Hayden is just doing his very best to defend, and man,
and Mitchell takes it
Mitchell
back.
takes away, and look at that! Look at Aman is coming closer and closer again. He's just going side by side at this moment. Aman might be having the pace right now, and we are coming into the last turn over here. And let's see if Aiden is able to capitalize on this. Aman is still holding on to his position, holding on to his pace, and Mitchell is not giving him any sorts of rooms over here, but this next turn over here is going to be super crucial. Look at that, he just cuts in and denies Aman to actually overtake him.
And bear in mind, like Mitchell has so much ballast in his car here. The fact he's still able to keep up alongside Amang Nagdev, who I don't think is carrying that much weight, if any at all. He's still able to fight back and reclaims his position up here. I think that should be 8th position for him now, as indeed it gets reflected back in the timing screen. Let's have a look at that move once more. So this was the thing that started the whole cascade effect here. Amang Nagdev getting around the outside of Hayden Haikal. You can see Mitchell just following behind, actually giving them a bit of gap. And when they both went wide, this is where Mitchell ran up. He was on the racing line, so was able to keep up with the two of them, and that allowed him to get side by side as the two cars were tangling through to the second turn. And this battle just continued forward into that 4th corner, and it was where Mitchell Chia was able to finally regain his 8th position.
Yeah, that was some battle in that moment, Victor. Tetapi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang baru saja masuk ke dalam siaran langsung, anda sedang menyaksikan Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge musim yang ke-7. Ini adalah grand finale. Kita mempunyai lebih kurang 5 pusingan saja yang berbaki di dalam race ini, dan kita masih lagi lihat our race leader yang berada di hadapan, iaitu Adi Rahimi. Adakah ini masanya untuk beliau mendapatkan that winning position, ataupun kita akan lihat Nakib Azlan yang akan menjadi pemenang di dalam race ini? Freddy Ang telah pun naik ke atas sekarang ni, berada di dalam P yang ketiga. Amir Haris di dalam P yang keempat. This has been so consistent, Victor. Yeah, very consistent race di dalam top 4. Tetapi kita tunggu dan lihat apakah yang akan jadi di dalam Kuala Lumpur Straight, dan selepas itu kita menuju ke dalam seleko yang pertama dan juga seleko yang kedua.
I've got to hand it to Adi, like he's maintaining that gap between himself and Nakib Aslan with a kind of a second in terms of lap time. So he's actually keeping a very consistent pace here compared to Nakib, and I think also what's helping him especially is the fact that Nakib is also carrying a ballast of his own there, and that ballast is just enough that Nakib is not able to get enough of the speed differential in order to take on Adi Rahimi in that first turn, and that's the crucial thing. Like, as long as Adi can keep up his pace, and as long as he doesn't experience an extreme drop off in performance towards the end here, I think he might just be on for the race win.
Yeah, talking about that, it's going to be a very close battle coming in the top 4 so far. Adi Rahimi keeping himself steady in the front. Nakib Azlan just waiting for that opportunity, just waiting for that one moment for Adi to make a mistake, but so far, no mistakes. And this is an aerial view from the top with 4 more laps remaining around at Sepang Circuit from the North Track, of course. And there are some pretty heavy clouds coming up around it, but it might not be enough to bring a red race at this moment, as long as the cloud is going that way, that side. So it's not a big deal anyways there, Victor. And there you go. They are coming back again towards the straights now. And will there be any sorts of mind games? Will there be any sorts of movements? We're about to find out.
I think those mind games have been going on all race long here, but 3 more still remain. If Adi Rahimi can keep this up, he will be able to taste victory here at Sepang International Circuit, but Nakib Aslan is still going to try and keep trying again and again to hound him, but still not able to find a pace here in order to overtake the current race leader. Adi Rahimi stays in that first position. Nakib in second. Freddy Ang still hanging on to that podium. He's already opened up quite a gap now to Amir Haris here, so he's certainly going to be on for a runner-up position here in this first race.
Ya, kalau Victor ingatkan dalam musim-musim sebelum ni, at the very final few lap, ataupun lap 1 ataupun lap 2, the final 2 laps kan, there are lots of major changes that happened before kan. So I'm excited to see if that could be the moment here. Sebab 4 lumba ni, mereka ni terlalu konsisten. Daripada pusingan pertama sampai pusingan terkini sekarang ni, it's very consistent. We only see Freddy Ang naik ke P ketiga, betul. He was on P4 and now he's in P3. The rest of the front did not change at all, Victor. So could this be the moment? Are they waiting to take the biggest risk at the final few laps? We're about to find this out again. Here we go.
Only when that door opens, though, because like you don't want to take any unnecessary risk, especially when you're already in such a good position here. You're already guaranteed a certain level of a certain amount of points here from your finish. You don't want to throw it all away, especially when championship is on the line, and that's especially going to be true here for Nakib Aslan, because regardless if he like takes first or second, he's already gained a lot of points here, I expect, from Mitchell Chia, who by the way has already passed Hayden Haikal on our screens here apparently. So he's managed to finally dispatch that, but unfortunately it's already a huge, like 11-second gap, I think, between himself and the Nabil Aslan. So that's going to make it really hard, I think, for him to be able to catch up, especially with only 2 laps remaining here. So he's just going to have to be content with at least mitigating the damage somewhat. But perhaps the reverse grid tomorrow will be where we can see Mitchell Chia try to claw back that. But as it stands here, Nakib Aslan looking like he will be likely to overtake the lead in terms of points tentatively if he can finish on the podium.
Ya, kalau kita lihat di dalam overall point ni, boleh katakan 1 point different je kan, Victor. Only 1 point that makes the biggest difference antara Mitchell Chia dan juga Nakib Aslan. So Nakib berada di dalam posisi yang cukup baik untuk memintas Mitchell Chia di dalam overall point. Tapi race yang akan berlaku untuk esok, itulah race yang akan menentukan siapakah yang akan jadi pemenang ataupun juara di dalam musim ini. So we are on board with some of the races, and I can't really see who is the racer. Nampak nombor 2 je. Nombor 2 tu is, I believe it's Brandon Ho, because dari tadi kita lihat on cam it's always Brandon Ho. So I believe that is Brandon Ho. So Brandon Ho, Victor, no it or not, it is the last lap, man.
Yep, this is the last lap now as the race leader has already crossed the line here, and that's also rings true here for our rookie class drivers who are just only coming into the Kuala Lumpur straight as our super sporting drivers take to the first 2 turns for the last time. Adi Rahimi still maintaining his lead here. He's absolutely solid throughout this race ever since he got that pole position, and looks like the confidence is just building and building now for his potential race win as the lap continues to drop. Nakib Aslan now sticking within half a second behind him, and Freddie Ang conversely also half a second behind. Neither of them in a position now unless they want to take a brave dive to turn 4. That's not going to happen here. Adi Rahimi remains in the very front. Now it's just a matter of getting into the line to see the checkered flag to confirm this position.
Yeah, he's been super consistent from the start as he coming around at the Genting curve. This could be the last few sectors over here where he'll be going into the finishing line. Well, Adi Rahimi from Zakin Boulevard Racing, this has been spectacular by him, keeping himself at the very top from the start till the end, and I believe he's super confident to finish this in P1 as he's coming into the checkered flag. It is the moment for Adi Rahimi as he wins the race in our season 3 in our race over here. P2 goes for Freddie Ang. 3-2 for Freddie Ang.
If they was going side by side just now, just behind Adi Rahimi, and Freddie Ang snatches away that second position for Nakib Aslan right under his nose over the control line. Checkered flags now coming out for the rest of the grid. That's Hayden Haikal finishing behind Mitchell Chia. Bradley Benedict following closely, as well as Eddie Liu finishing in that 10th position, and Amang Nakdev finishes in a respectable 11th. Now we're going to be seeing the rookie drivers coming to the line here. This guy has not put a foot wrong at all since the qualifying as well. Raja Emil Shaukat takes the rookie class win here for race number 1 in the season finale.
Whoa, Victor, from where did Freddie Ang came from, man? Whoa, he just got into P2. I was fully focused on Adi Rahimi, man. Freddie Ang just climbed up and just left Nakib Aslan behind over here, and he just got into P3, Nakib Aslan, and Ami Harris consistently in P4, P5 for William Ho, P6 for the rest of the other races. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, our race winner for race 1 in our super sporting and rookie class, of course. It is Adi Rahimi from Boulevard Racing. Well, fantastic racing from him.
Fantastic race here for him. I mean, again, to keep up with the almost metronomic ability that Nakib Aslan has been famous for throughout the TGR Vios challenge, to do that and stay in front of him. I mean, granted, you know, the big differential here for sure is the fact that Nakib had a lot more ballast, a lot more weight added to his car compared to Adi Rahimi, and that prevented him from finding that pace differential. But the fact is that Adi had to stay in front of him for all 19 of those laps in the super sporting class. The fact he managed to did that, he has deserved this win right here. And what a way to kind of cap things off for him for this season, right? I mean, wasn't the greatest of starts for Adi Rahimi, but he certainly knows how to make a good finish.
Well, there you go. He's super happy over here. You know, I think this is one of the most cleanest races we have ever seen there, Victor. I mean, we saw some aggressive challenges coming on from Aman Nakdev and also Hayden Haikal, but man, throughout the the top four has been so consistent, really clean, decent enough. And there you go, the winner for the TGR rookie, Raja Amirul Shaukat. He will be accumulating the points and he will be putting it into the next race, the reverse grid that will be happening tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow. So that is going to be kicking things off for the weekend, isn't it? I mean, now with the championship lead by my calculation already going into the hands of Nakib Aslan here, is he going to be able to complete the three-peat? He was already the rookie champion. He went on to become the sporting champion, and now it's looking ever so close to taking the super sporting class championship here. This has been an amazing rise here. He still loses out on that second position. Doesn't look too pleased about that, but I would just love to see, like, what Freddie Ang's reaction would be, though, because he literally got it at the final turn of this race here. I mean, they were literally gunning it, going all over to the checkered flag, and unfortunately, Nakib Aslan just lost out on that second position.
Well, he's a professional, he's a super professional. Despite his age, he takes it really well, even if he's in P3. I mean, we have seen countless of interviews with him, and he spoke about how he always tends to come back, even though if he makes a mistake or even if he falls out of his target and stuff. So that shows, he has the mindset and the motivation to build himself back up. So the next race is going to be very fundamental and crucial for him, especially him being in the race leader so far on the overall standings. So he's definitely going to be having a look on what's coming up next. But on the other side there, Victor, we are pretty much done with Super Sporting and also Rookie on race 1.
Yep. As for Mitchell Chia, the driver who was leading the championship coming in to this final one of the round, Raja Amirul almost looking like he's in disbelief, actually, on the cameras here. They managed to get the win. I mean, what a fantastic journey for him as well, being a pure sim driver and now getting his taste of real life racing here. But on the point of Mitchell, he certainly can be happy at least that he managed to mitigate some damage, and certainly be thanking Freddie Ang for dethroning Nakib from that second place for sure, because that's going to help him in this championship battle. But right now, he's the one at the disadvantage here. He's the defending champion in this competition right now, and he still has a lot of work ahead of him, especially in race 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe Mitchell's just not that pleased with the race so far. Well, he's like, whatever, let's go again tomorrow. We go again tomorrow.
I mean, he's got 30 kilos of weight there. I wouldn't really put it, I wouldn't be too hard on him for sure. I think he's done the best that he could possibly do under these conditions. I mean, no rain means that Adi Rahimi continues to be able to convert his pole position into a race win here. Fantastic result for Adi Rahimi here. He finishes ahead of Freddie Ang, who in the last moment snatches away second position from Nakib Aslan, who finishes in third. Amir Haris Jeffrey takes the fourth position. William Ho makes it up into fifth place. A fantastic drive for one of the veteran drivers in the super sporting class. Nabil Aslan takes up a sixth position. Mitchell Chia confirms a seventh position finish ahead of Hayden Haikal, also ahead of Bradley Benedict in ninth place, and Eddie Liu rounds up the top 10.
And the rest we can see on P11. Aman Nagdev had a very interesting battle with Hayden Haikal. He finishes in P11, and P12 for Tengku Jan Lee, who basically retired there, Victor.
Yeah, retired.
Yeah, and also Tom Go at the very end. So ladies and gentlemen, it is done over there for the Super Sporting, and we go into the rookie class. We see Raja Amirul Shaukat winning this race in style. P2 for Brandon Ho. P3 we see Adam Mikhail Heisen. P4 for Audrey Leong. P5 for Kingston Ray. P6 for Amirul Afik.
Yep, there we go. Into the highlights we go now for race number 1. And I mean, for the most part, this has been a very clean race, and I think I would attribute that mostly to the track conditions being very, very clean and very ideal grip, which further compounded, I feel, the championship battle for some of the drivers further behind, because it meant that there wasn't any advantage for those who had the ballast, and it's certainly no advantage at all for Nakib Aslan, who has had to have the whole race basically trying to chase after Adi Rahimi and failing to actually make the move there, not being able to find the speed necessarily to make that move in turns 1 and 2. And at the very and Freddie Ang, to his credit, managed to make the climb. He moved up a position from that first lap, moved up another position, and finally was able to fight for that podium. And this is where Kingston Tan unfortunately had an incident which resulted in his bumper hanging loose. That got him called in for a the mechanical failure flag. So that was a very unfortunate situation for the rookie. Brandon Ho, in the meantime, very good run here, being able to come up into second place in the rookie class and had a pretty decent run all throughout. Then this is where some of the excitement was brought to our screens here as Aman Nagdev found himself in a tangle between Hayden Haikal as well as Mitchell Chia. A few moves were made here, and most importantly, a wide run from the two of them was what allowed this battle to go from a two-way immediately into a three-way as Aman Nagdev found a lot of pace from the mid-stage of the race. This is where we saw Tengku Jan unfortunately retiring from the race. We still have no information regarding that, but hopefully we'll be able to hear from him soon. Nevertheless, this was where the move was made here from Aman Nagdev, having to hook around the outside, forcing Hayden to go wide, opening the door there for Mitchell to catch up to the two, and that was where he was able to wrestle back his position, but wrestle it he had to do. But the man of the race here certainly was Adi Rahimi. He got the pole position and he converted it into a race win. A perfect start here for this weekend. It's Sepang International Circuit.
Yep, unbelievable results so far in our super sporting and also rookie class. There you go, this is the end of the highlights as we see Adi Rahimi wins the race alongside with the one on the other side where you see Raja Amirul Shaukat for the rookie class.
Yeah, and just a little bit off the frame there. You could see Freddie Ang finishing ahead of Nakib Aslan and came right over the control line first, so he takes that second place.
Interesting.
Well, there you go. I saw lots of amazing moments in this race there, Victor, especially we were hoping for a super intense race, but it was all very clean and nice. So it shows, you know, we are doing pretty well. So it looks really good. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's going to be happening in our next race.
Yeah, in the sporting class race, isn't it? I can actually see, you can see on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen, that there is rain happening, but it's far off from where the track is. The dark patch of clouds and the mist going on in the mountain range in the background, that's rain for sure, but it's not pouring on the track here, which is a bit of a shame, really, because that means we're not likely going to be seeing that wet conditions unless the winds change, but there's the rain that we've been predicting all day long, and unfortunately, it's fallen just outside of the track.
Yeah, so I believe some of the racers' prayers have been answered. So if the rain comes closer and closer, it'll be much better. That's what they're wishing for. So this is how incredible Sepang International Circuit is, you know. It is one of the most mysterious tracks said by Formula One drivers before. It's like, you know, it could be raining the other side, it could be sun and shiny on the other side. So, well, that is how it is. It is what it is.
It's exactly like Tengku Jan said about like endurance racing, but I think that also applies to motor racing in general. Sometimes it's all about that luck, and that luck it means the difference between having a completely dry race here or a wet one. And you can see the rain continuing to pour in the back. We'll see whether or not this will affect the sporting class race that's going to be coming up in a few moments' time as we wait for things to continue to settle down right now on the track. Coming up next, we will be having our sporting class race here, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you guys don't tune away quite yet. We will definitely not be missing out on that bit of action. And, well, on that note as well, like talking about our rookie class drivers, that's pretty well done for them to be able to, especially for Raja Amirul, being able to take the win here in this first race, and Brandon Ho being able to take second. It's going to do very well.
Yeah, so that is the overall results. We can't wait to see what's going to be happening. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be with the main man who is on the pit right now to give us more exclusive looks on what's happening between the racers. Nasruddin Rahman, take it away.
Thank you very much to our dear racecasters. You said it right. Many of the racers we've spoken to, I hope it rains, I hope it rains. Maybe it can change something. Goodness gracious me, super sporting class just went by and now the rain is about to come. So maybe some smiles for sporting as well when the race comes down. In May, we want to talk about the fact that Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge has brought talent from all across the world, namely from Singapore, from Thailand and also from India. So right here we are at Daniel Rain Uiska, also known as Mr. Daniel Inosuke Ui, and he's here right with us. How are you doing, sir? Very good, very good. And here's the thing, when you hear Daniel Inosuke, and you know he's a Japanese anime fan, and I thought it would be somebody younger, but when I saw his white janggut, like, wow, this guy is a veteran. His first Toyota race was actually the AE89 race, one mid-car race, right?
Yeah, the 86 race in the first inaugural race in Australia. So, yeah, my very first professional race is with Toyota as well.
I see,
Yeah.
I see. And so you've raced all around the world. Can you tell us some of your experiences?
Well, being all about around, you get to see the different kind of atmosphere there from the motorsports fans. Australia, you know, down under, you know, 40,000, 50,000 fans per weekend. So they got the great carnivals, everything. So the atmosphere is totally different.
Absolutely. How about the racing?
The racing is totally, well, it really builds you up from scratch. You know, from the basic, you think you are good, but there are so many young guns there that is like really, really, yeah.
Well, we talk about young guns, but first of all, we talk about the international platform that's right here. Of course, we started with an all-Malaysian lineup, but as the seasons go by, of course, you were courted by Toyota Gazoo, you heard about it. So how did you enter the race, and what's the quality like when we talk about Toyota Gazoo racing?
Right, it's quite funny because I was actually racing Toyota Gazoo racing in Thailand. Yeah, so then I heard that Malaysia is going to have the first one. I asked around, but then I understand that it was only open to the Malaysians. So I said, yeah, well, too bad. I said, if I get a choice, I would like to do it. So last year, Bay was telling me, hey, you know, international drivers can actually join it already. I took the chance. Yeah.
All right. So you took the chance, of course. How's the competition like? What's the level like compared to some of the other countries that you raced in? How's the quality, especially when we talk about one make race car? Like, oh, Vios, really? Can it go fast? It doesn't look difficult. What are your thoughts?
I actually think it's a very good platform because it's not a very fast car, but actually makes the drivers drive to your best ability with quite a mediocre car. So it's quite driver's game, I would say that. And then it really builds you up as a driver as well. And I think Toyota has done a great job over all these years, you know, to build such a platform for all kinds of drivers from all different levels. And that's why I'm doing my third Toyota series already.
Very good. Thank you so much for continuing to support this series. And you spoke a little bit about the youth just now, especially looking at a new game changer, which is technology. You started as a karter. You started traditional way, smell the rubber, smell the petrol fumes. But now with these kids, they don't even smell or experience the track, but they're already running times almost as close as you are, or even better. So what are your thoughts about this advent of technology?
I think it's actually a very good platform for drivers who wants to go from sim racing to real racing, or if even they don't want to do it, it's actually quite very close already. Like unless like the G-force and so on, but then it really helps you to familiarize with the track, the setup and so on. So I think it's a very good platform. Yeah.
So coming from someone who's a pro racer, coming from grassroots motorsports, have you tried sim racing, and what do you think? Has it improved your game?
It does. Actually, I tried sim racing very much during the COVID area time where we can't race actually. So I joined quite a couple of e-racing, and it really helps you. It really helps you gain traction on to know the track, familiar with the track, and then you get muscle memories of the track as well. Yeah, actually good. It's actually good. Yeah.
Quite a few drivers have mentioned muscle memory as well. Are we talking about hands, or are we talking about brain as the muscle?
I would say both. Yeah, the brains and the hands. It actually lets you know and get ready for the next turn and so on, and when to brake. Yeah, I mean it doesn't give you the real feel, but it gives you enough things to actually experience it on the track. Because I did tracks that I can't drive before, and then when I really went to the track on the real car,
big difference.
It makes a big difference.
Excellent, excellent. All right, we're wrapping things up right here. So, as the lone Singaporean flying the Singaporean flag, what would you like to say to the fans out there, Singaporeans watching you right now?
Everyone in Singapore, thanks. Do give me some support. Your countrymen. I'm the only Singaporean doing the Toyota Gazoo racing.
Exactly.
Right. Thanks.
We want to see your comments on Facebook, on YouTube as well. Support, support, support. Singapore all the way. Gambate kudasai. All right. Well, best of luck, Daniel. And looks like it's going to rain. You're going to get your wish come true.
Yes, yeah, I'm not trying to be that.
Excellent. Yeah, we're going to expect a wet sporting class race. So meanwhile, it's back to the casters. And in just a few moments, let's interview another international driver here on this stage. Meanwhile, over to you guys.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, looking at how the interview is going between us and also our Singaporean driver over there. Well, some of them wish for a rain, some of them wish for a wet race. Here it comes, man.
Oh boy, I can see a lot more rainfall is happening on the other side of the track there. We're going to be taking a bit of a detour though as we give you guys a bit of a recap of what happened during round number 2 of season number 7. So let's go to the video.
That way we see.
Oh,
we see
no.
an oversteer as we see turning 316.
Oh, no, what is he doing?
Looking a little bit very cheeky on turn number 1. Let's see if there's going to be any sorts of movements over here. Oh, look at that! What is going on? That is not what we thought. It didn't really go well for Tangushan over there.
It's going to be neck and neck. It is close. It is tight. It is definitely something of a sight down here.
Yeah, Raja Amirul still holding on and got into P2 at this moment. There's a little bit of a bump. Kissing's right at the back. But looking at the back over there, it seems like Kanako just got up over there and got into P3 right now. Yeah, but I think Dennis Ng will be having the advantage right now, being on the inside line. And off he goes. Hayden Haikal somehow got into P2 at this moment. He's still fighting as much as he can, and right next to him, it is definitely going to be car number 17. Then he's going to be Nakib Aslan. I told you this, Cypher. Aslan brothers are really want over here, and there you go, car number 11. Just got past over there. Hayden Haikal on a league of his own.
Goodness gracious me! I think that is a Mitchell Chia.
Yeah, Mitchell Chia.
Able to take on the cutting line. He goes into deep in turn 2, close the door, going through, operating up. Oh, he took the turn. He took the line very, very deep. That's what I said. When you are going downhill, the road is wet, your tire does not have grip. So the rear of the car carries momentum and you oversteer, man.
Mitchell Chia is having a very close battle with Nabil Aslan. Mitchell Chia takes him to P2 now, and he is chasing Hayden Haikal.
He does turn into turn number 1. Can he close the door? But who has the additional speed? Going into the first turn, who can meet the pedal to the metal? Good toes! Good interception! But however, is there going to be a switcheroo? Holding the line well done is Freddie Young. Jump into number 2. As we see a three-way battle in the second row, going slow and steadily going into the corner. Is there going to be a bump? No, it's going to be a clean entry. Goodness gracious me. He does find the inside line going into turn number 7, but can he be overtaken by car number 10? That is Dato. Somebody went off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars! 9 cars went off the track! As I mentioned, that turn is a off-track magnet where we see no! As we see turning 316. Oh no, what is he doing? He's the open car. Car number 77, Amiro Alif, just got bumped by car number 85, Dennis Ang.
Trying to find a way out, Liu just right behind over there as well. And they're coming into turn at number 1, and Elson Liu somehow made it into P2 right now, this Cypher.
And, but also, car 46, Kenneth Cove tried to find the inside line, door closed, two-way battle, going into turn number 1, slow and steady, but nice turn. Quick, huge swap, and we have almost an oversteer. That is a good slide, and bye-bye tire grip.
Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime.
Let me tell them one time, I've been on the grind, and this is my prime. Yeah, sorry for the wait, didn't think I'd come up y'all's leader.
Well, after winning race 1 yesterday, knew that we were on the handicap because we had a 20 kilo ballast, success ballast. Well, I think for race 2 it was a very hard race, hard and tough and wet. Didn't really have the best strategy for the tyre pressures, but in the end we showed that we had the pace to be at the front. Caught up to P4 and P3, but just ran our laps to get them and ended up in 5th. We did a very strong weekend. I mean, from practice we were P1 until race 1 yesterday and even took the fastest lap. Just that today we didn't really have the best of luck. But with the point systems, I think we can go for top 5, even though after missing the double points. So yeah, feeling quite good.
I would not say it played out as expected because obviously we'd like to be fighting towards the front, but we're stuck in the midfield. But yeah, even though the strategy didn't play out, I feel we learned a lot about the setup, we learned a lot about where the grip is, how to place the car and how to drive in the wet. So even though we didn't have a good result, the learning matters more, so pretty happy. Race 2 was alright. I feel we didn't have enough pace in the wet compared to the dry, turn 6 especially. I was entering the corner sideways always, plus experimenting a lot, seeing where grip is not. So we're just trying to maximize how it is. Plus it's my first time racing at Sepang in the wet, so also learning where the grip is and the wet line and everything. So obviously it's my first season in a saloon car, first season racing internationally. So just here to learn. I feel compared to round 1, we've made lots of progress in round 2. And now towards the finale, just want to be fighting with the big boys in the top 5. And hopefully looking at a shot at the podium.
The most challenging part for me for round 2 is trying to beat Mika because he's now ahead in the Driver Championship by 20 points. To climb back up there alongside him and maybe potentially above him, that would be the biggest challenge. Yeah. Moving to round 3, which is the finale, honestly it's a little bit bittersweet for me because it will be my last race as a rookie at least. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Toyota for giving me this chance to prove myself. Without Toyota, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in this motorsport world. So I'm really grateful and I hope to be able to continue my journey.
Clouds, and of course over here we have Dato Kenfu from Kulim Motorsports. Dato, you're taking a look at the rain right now. Is there any change of strategy? Because I see some people like, oh yeah, do we change tyre? Do we not change tyre? So what's the strategy here, Dato?
Well, first of all, I love raining. I was hoping for the rain actually.
Everybody is.
Yeah, because I'm used to the rain. So basically, for the tires wise, this tires is actually suitable for rain actually. But the tire pressure is going to play very crucial part. You see. So that is the lottery that we must strike.
I like this. So especially when we interview veteran drivers, they know the exact nitty-gritties to go. So tires, rain, everybody's going to be using the same tire. Is the tire pressure that's going to make a difference? In terms of qualifying, P4 this time around for qualifying, what are your hopes, Dato?
Well, definitely, we always hope for a podium place. Yeah. See, so when the race come, well, top 3 maybe. I'll try my best.
This is the spirit we want to see. Dato, give them a run for their money. Well done. Thank you, thank you. Have a great race. Okay, that was Dato Kenfu, ladies and gentlemen, from Kulim Top Wheels. So we're going to continue on. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers who are preparing as well, because we can hear the grongling of the thunder. There's the word, a new word for you guys. Grongling. Over here, we're going to take a look at one driver who's got big hopes for round 3, season 7, which is Mr. Kenneth Koh. He's leading the standings by quite a number of points. So the only spoiler that can happen is Shafiq Shamsuddin taking over. So we're going to ask Kenneth over here as he's preparing himself. Come on over, guys. Let's speak to Kenneth for a bit. Suiting up. Don't worry. Shame. Let him wear his suit first. Sorry, kita terjah. Hey, yo, Kenneth, I just asked Dato' Ken just now. He's loving it. He's looking at the clouds. Yeah, it's going to be rain. But how about you, Kenneth? You look like you're not so happy. Yo.
I'm happy.
Happy?
Yeah, but I need the rain. We need the rain.
Here's the thing. Usually those who are high up in the standings, they don't want rain. They want consistency.
Yeah.
Why you want rain, bro?
Yeah, because the rain is like, how to say, it's fun to drive and you got more action, and I try to minimize the mistake. But other people in our class, not everyone can really drive in the rain, I think. So it's a little bit advantage for me. Yeah.
I see. So this is where the experience counts, that's for sure, yeah? So for many drivers who prefer consistency, I think it's the veteran drivers who love the rain because there's something unexpected about it and it really challenges you to the core, right?
Yeah, I'm not veteran anyway.
Hey, chill! You're so shy lah. You're so shy.
Because I do rally a bit, so it's a bit advantage, you know. I would love for consistency, but with the car it's so heavy, we try to be consistent also and fast also.
Well, consistent and fast and hopefully maintain that P1 placing.
Thank you.
Well done, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Hopefully this is your year, yeah? And of course, Kenneth Co's fans are also going, this is your year, Kenneth. This is your year. Excellent. We've got one more driver, international driver. We have Mr. Aman Nagdev from India. So this is his first time here with Toyota Gazoo Racing. Mr. Nagdev! Very good, sir. Very good, sir. He looks like a Hindi superstar like that. At first, I thought it was Shah Rukh Khan coming over here. And so, your first experience racing in Malaysia. How's it been like for you? I know you're a veteran of several countries. What's it like racing here?
It's pretty good. More than Malaysia, it's my first time driving a front-wheel drive touring car because I've been driving Formula cars in the past. So it's definitely quite a change going from a Formula car to this, and it's really fun because in these touring cars you can race really close. So the close racing is just amazing to do, and there's lots of good drivers in the grid, especially in super sporting. So there's lots to learn from, lots of people to learn from, and there's lots of things to work on. So.
Absolutely. We saw your race just now. I mean, you were coming at P7, losing out a few places to P11. So a lot of Malaysian drivers are going, oh, the clouds are coming, it's going to rain, let's hope for the rain. But I want to ask an Indian driver, how are you used to driving on slick tracks?
100%. It rains a lot in Chennai, so we're very used to it. But unfortunately, in the race, I had an ABS failure. So I was driving without ABS the entire race. So I was probably losing about a second and a half every lap because of it. So I had to drift away from the lead pack. But regardless, good battles. And yeah, I was looking forward to the rain as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Because from the last interviews that I saw of you, you're like, oh no, rain, it's going to take away some of my consistency, so on and so forth. But we're going to make a Malaysian out of you. If Chennai has a lot of rain, Malaysia has even more rain. So last but not least, maybe some of your compatriots who are watching the live stream all the way from Chennai, India, what would you like to say to them?
I'd just like to say thank you to them for everything I've learned back home in India racing. And that if it was not without their support and what I've learned back in home soil, I would not be anywhere near competitive here. So yeah, that's all to them.
A humble man, a humble man. We don't meet many humble racers. Awesome. Keep up the great work. Namaste, my friend. Main tumhe pyara karte ho. Wait, I hope I got that right.
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah?
Very good, yeah.
Excellent. I can be a Hindi superstar as well. So, Mr. Nagdev, all the best for race 2 tomorrow. And over here, it looks like, yes, the clouds are not letting up. So it's back to our racecasters. Victor, Matthews, what do you guys think? Is it going to be raining in just a few moments? Will Sporting Class be racing on a wet track or not? And what are your personal thoughts about it? Are you guys going to be loving it or not? Tell me, Victor. Tell me, Mr. Matthews. It's over to you guys.
Well. Looking at the clouds, how just blooming around, we can really expect it is going to be a super wet race then. So, Victor, on the other side, throughout most of the other classes, it had to be sporting classes. It had to be Kenneth's prayers that's being answered in this race. Man, how do you do this?
It's the luck, man. It's the luck. And
yeah.
I mean, I gotta hand it to Naz though, like asking the questions that he already knows the answer to after it worked for so many seasons now in TGR.
Yeah.
Of course, I love the rain. I love the rain when it comes down in Sepang Circuit. And right now, I mean, it is absolutely pouring in some parts of Sepang District here. It hasn't quite landed on the track quite yet, but the thing is, the pit exit will
will still open at 4:20 p.m. here. So regardless, the drivers will be going out on the grid. If the rain does fall there, it'd be interesting to see what the decision from race control will be, because if the rain ends up becoming very, very torrential, there could be a potential for the race to be delayed a little bit to allow the track conditions, to be assessed first before they're allowed to race. But if the race does start according to schedule here and the rain falls in the middle of it, that is probably going to be the most exciting thing there, because it's going to create such chaos out here on track that, man, we're all going to be savoring it here from the commentary booth for sure. But as we see right now, everyone is just watching the skies, just keeping the tabs on the weather forecast right now. They know the rain is pouring in other parts of Sepang here. Hasn't quite landed on the track yet, but the cloudy situation definitely is provides this very foreboding mood, isn't it? But with the pit exit about to open, they already got drivers getting themselves set up in the car. They're going to get themselves set up and ready on the grid as per usual. And we'll have to see. It's very much at this point a wait and see kind of situation here. They're going to have to play by ear. They're going to have to react when the time is appropriate. Like they're also going to have to, make the final decision on their setup. Do you want to maintain the same dry weather setup, or do you want to preemptively change to the wet weather setup here in the hopes that when the rain does start to pour, that they will be able to gain that advantage. So this is that minute right now where all the teams, all the drivers will have to make that final decision.
Yeah, so looking at how things have been going on, before we start our final race of the day, let's have a recap of what actually happened earlier on in the qualifying session. We can see lots of actions that happened on a sunny, beautiful, wonderful, and very lovely weather kind of qualifying in the sporting class, man.
Yeah, it was very bright. It was very warm and toasty here. The sun was absolutely blaring on the track, and that provided for optimal grip here during this qualifying session. But in spite of that, Kenneth Cole struggles to find himself in a good position for qualifying. Only was able to post a 7th best time, and no doubt it's partially because of the weights that he had to carry due to the success ballast, but it also is a testament to the level of skill of the drivers that are surrounding him right now. You've already been running TGR Vios Challenge for 7 seasons now, and the skill level of the drivers is just steadily improved time after time, and with newer drivers, newer talents starting to join the field as well, it's getting very crowded. So, for Kenneth Cole, having been in this field since 2017, he knows that this is his best opportunity yet to finally clinch that title. But it all comes down to this here, whether or not he'll be able to make up some places in this race here, and more importantly, where does Shafiq Samsudin factor in all of this? Because Shafiq, mind you, his championship rival here, although he's ahead by 31 points, he's looking to gain a huge haul of points if he does convert this into a race win. So the car number 88 is definitely going to be one to watch out for. He is carrying a fair bit amount of weight though, so that certainly may factor in later on during this race here. We still will have to continue to keep an eye out on things here, and I think especially for the drivers, that anticipation just continues to brew and brew and brew until we get to see the green lights go on the start line.
Yep, so this is the recap of what happened in our qualifying for the sporting class, and I have to tell you, all eyes will be on Kenneth Cole, Shafiq Samsudin, and also Elson Liu. These three will be battling all out. So with a different weather condition this time compared to the qualifying earlier on, it's going to be really interesting to watch who will be capitalizing in this race now, Victor. But I'm really, really looking forward to those who actually wished for what to happen. But if they fail to do that, then there's going to be a different storyline.
Indeed. I mean, so many things can change, in the blink of an eye. Such as the life of motorsports, right? Even if you have all the best preparation, the best budgets, the best equipment, nothing can fight against Mother Nature itself. So she gives us and she taketh away sometimes.
She gives and she takes.
Yeah, so again, it's all going to be like everyone's just going to be keeping an eye out for those rain clouds. If the moment precipitation starts to appear on the track, that's when things are going to be really hectic in this first race. But the thing is, we still have another race going on tomorrow as well. It's going to be right around the same time too, and perhaps the weather could continue to wreak havoc when it comes to Sunday, and that will certainly bring even more spice to our current different spicy storyline here. But as the curry continues to brew here, man, I mean, right now, I'm just so anticipating to see how this boarding class will handle this battle here, because right now things looking very, very much on the edge here.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just can't wait to see what will be happening in this race, because we will be going through the sporting class over here. As you can see, it will be Shafiq Samsudin in the car number 88 from Race Rally KL, Kenneth Ko from PCM Group Racing Team. We'll be on car number 46, as we see Daniel from Bay Racing by ES Young, who is from Singapore as well. He'll be on car. And there you go, Dennis Ng on 85. He'll be from HLT, Crestmax Motorsports. And there you go, Lim Chung Bang from Team Focus, car number 68. And the next one is going to be Shanmuganathan from Kashvina Motorsports Racing. And Panidan from all the way from Thailand, from Rook Team, Nexus PCM 52, car number 38. And this is Dato Kanfu on car number 10 from Kulim Top Wheels. We just saw him with an incredible interview. And Ashan Shanmuganathan, the son of Shanmuganathan, of course, from Kashvina Motorsports. Amirul Haikal on car number 36 from Super Evergreen Motorsport. And Amirul Arif from G-Man Motorsport, car number 77. And Nick THZ from Sukodo Racing, he'll be on car number 9. Alson Liu, the man that will be battling on the top. And that is going to be from Bay Racing Motorsport, of course. And these are the points per race. They will be bringing 20 points if they're in P1 and only 1 point if you're in P10.
Yeah, I mean, crucially for that, for whoever finishes first position, that's 5 points between first and second place. A very, very important amount of points here, which means that, you know, getting that race win is always infinitely more valuable than any other position here. I mean, the point system has certainly been very much sets a tone very much for every championship, right? This is the Sepang International Circuit North track here. We're only using the top half of Sepang Circuit, as it were, so only 9 turns and 2.7 kilometers long is this layout here. And of particular note is, of course, the first and second turn, the most coveted of overtaking spots. We also have potentials for overtakes in turns number 4 or turn number 6, or even turn number 8 and 9, which is the final 2 turns coming out. This is the current points standing, as it were. Kenneth Ko is currently the championship leader here at 91 points, is 31 points ahead of Shafiq Samsudin, who only has 70 points to his name. If he wants to be able to chip away at that, he needs to be able to take this race win from the get-go this weekend. Elson Liu, of course, is taking that 3rd position there with 66 points in the name, and not too shabby for him, but it's going to have to fight very hard with Shafiq Samsudin here, for that potential 2nd spot. Panithan Rakpai Bulsombut from Thailand, he is currently in the 4th in the championship here. A very exciting debut here for our Thai driver. 57 points to his name, not too far away from our top 3. Then Nick Teo Hong Zhao, that's what THZ actually stands for there. He is sitting at 50 points. That's enough to keep him in 5th place there. So a fantastic performance here from Nick. And Dato Ken Fu, last but not least, taking that top 6 position and rounding it up there. So now we are back with our top view here. It is raining, confirmed here in our weather forecast. 28 degrees is the temperature, so it's dropped down significantly from how it is early on this morning. So you can certainly tell that the weather situation is constantly shifting, constantly changing on the track, and the drivers will either have to deal with it or adapt it. So a start delay has been announced here, which means that the race control is going to be opting to take the safer side of things in order to ensure that the track condition is ideal for racing. You can already see the cars are already lined up on the grid. So as soon as the race control has made the determination that it's still good to go for racing, they're definitely going to be ready to get things started here.
So there you go, Mr. M. Ravin, who's just waiting to get further instructions from his teammates over there to ensure everything goes well. He always prioritizes safety every single time there, Victor. We know how strict he is when it comes to rules. But the rest of the other races will be having a delayed start. So as what Victor said, as they are going to be getting few words from the rest of their teammates, their crews. And there you go, a much closer look on how heavy the rain is. Maybe from the far shot there, it's kind of hard to see actually. But from here, you can definitely see how heavy it is, you know. So I don't want to be standing outside there. I'll be super wet, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing an umbrella out for sure if I were to be able to be stepping outside. But there you can go.
Whoa.
There you go. You see the raindrops. What a beautiful shot that is. Raindrops over the curbs. And it's also, this is a really good opportunity to show like how aggressive some of the curbs can be in Sepang. Like riding over those sharp edges there, your car doesn't go like katong katong. It goes like it's very rough, especially if you're like not used to it there. It can be very distressing sometimes, you know, when you run a little bit too fast over the curbs. But that's the thing, like that's why every time a driver like is forced to run over the curbs rather than on the track, I cringe a little bit because I know how rough it must feel, you know, for the cars to run over a curb that aggressive.
Well,
but yeah.
Well, you know what, Victor, despite the heavy rain there, the camera is still working. I mean, not this camera. I'm talking about the camera that is taking pictures of the races over there. I just saw a DSLR camera out there, you know, snapping photos and stuff. It's like, wow, that's pretty waterproof now. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go into our final race of the day. This is the sporting class. And it's going to be race number 1, and it's going to be the last race of the day. And tomorrow, we will be going into the remaining races for all the classes. And this is going to be super interesting to watch. Who will be potentially climbing up the championship board for tomorrow? So much eyes on Kenneth Koh as well. This could be the season for him, as what Nasruddin Rahman was interviewing him earlier, as he's really looking forward to bring it home. On the other side, Shafiq is just waiting for an opportunity over there in case Kenneth could not make it. He is the one that might be claiming the throne. And Alson Liu just waiting between these two to fall off, as he can be one of the youngest to actually win it off.
Yeah, again, like when you look at where Elson Liu is sitting, I mean, he's ahead of Kevin Cole by a single grid position, but he's crucially 3 grid positions behind Shafiq Samsudin. But the rain certainly will be playing a factor here because, you know, in dry conditions, you know, having weight balance on the car is a disadvantage. But that's why Kenneth Cole will be no doubt very excited by this turn of developments, because he's carrying most weight out of all the sporting class drivers, and that extra added weight becomes an advantage in these wet conditions. It increases the level of traction you can extract out of your car. You know, the extra added weight means that your tire contact patch will be a little bit larger than average, and that means that, you know, in this kind of race, in this kind of situation, racing in the rain here is going to be so fun here for Kenneth, because now he may be in the position here to start to overtake a lot of drivers in front of him, and hopefully be able to challenge for a podium position, or even try to challenge Shafiq Samsudin for the race win.
Yeah, this is going to be super challenging, as what you said there, Victor. So we're on board with car number 85, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the representative from HLT Crestmax Motorsport, which is none other than Danny Zhang, that will be facing the challenges coming from the rest of the other races. Talking about challenges, the rain is going to be another factor as well. So there you go. This is a much more wider view on how heavy the rain is around Sepang International Circuit. Our race director, Mr. Amravin, will be determining when to actually start the race, because he ensures that, oh, look at that, Victor. It's much more harder to see from a wide angle over here. It's almost like everything is going to go invisible very soon.
Yeah, I can already see one of the, I think it's one of the safety cars, the race control car actually, that's currently going out on track to survey the situation. Again, this is what race control has to do every single time, you know, is to, whenever the rain pours down, you know, they want to take as much information as they can to ascertain whether or not the conditions are safe enough to go racing here. I'm not sure exactly who is driving behind the wheel.
It is
Amravin, isn't it? Yes, it's Amravin right now, personally going out on the track here to inspect it himself, and you can see it's absolutely pouring here from the camera screens here. So it is certainly very wet out. You can see a lot of the crew, the pit crew, and also spectators from the paddock now having to take shelter just underneath the race control towers. That's how strong the winds and the rains are right now. And wow, I mean, it's certainly going to be a bit of a delay here, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, because right now I don't think it's the race control is going to be allowing them to race anytime soon.
Yeah, looking at how heavy the rain is. In the meantime, if you're watching our race over here, well, just to remind you, this is the last race of the day. So make sure to share it on your social medias, on your social media platforms, of course, and also get the hype going, as throughout the entire race today. We never had an opportunity to actually watch a wet race, but here it is. We asked for it, we got it. So it's all about when we're going to be starting about it, isn't it?
Well, it's great news for the sporting class. Maybe the super sporting class drivers may be a little bit miffed that they missed out just by that little bit, this opportunity for a wet race. But nevertheless, you know, for all of us here, you know, from the commentary booth to you guys watching at home right now, we're just going to be sitting in and just waiting in for the updates. For now, it seems like another announcement is going to be coming out here. We're getting announcements in short notice here from race control to determine what's going to be the path forward. But just judging from the rain conditions here, I don't think we'll be going for a race start. Even if we do get a start here, it's likely going to be a safety car start. But it seems like the announcement is to have all the cars to follow the safety car back into the pits and garages. So we're no longer going to be lining up on the grid here. We're going to have to wait it out to see how the weather condition will shift over time now.
Yeah, it's a super heavy rain over there. I can really tell you, even from the inside of the car, it shows it is pouring heavily out there, and it is very unlikely for us to start immediately. So hence why it's going to be a delayed start for the rest of the races. As the order follows over here, all cars will be back with the safety car back to the pits and garages right now.
Yeah.
So, well, Victor, in these kind of conditions, you know, anything could happen. That's why M. Ravin is making sure, you know, he's not putting the races on a bigger risk. He always makes sure that, you know, it is 100%, 101% if you want me to put it. Yeah, he always puts it that way. So there you go. This is going to be another amazing race to watch, and I just can't wait to see what's going to be happening over here.
Yeah, I mean, if the rain does let up and we end up with a situation where the track is going to start off very wet and gradually dry up over time, you know, this is it also adds that extra challenge factor, right? Because if you go for a purely wet setup in that kind of situation, it may not end up becoming the ideal situation by the end of the race. But conversely, you know, if you started on a dry setup, you know, and the rain poured in the middle of the race, that could also end up becoming a huge problem for the drivers. And not to mention, you know, the visibility, you can already see even from the cameras alone, it's so difficult to look to see up in the distance there. That's why, and especially when you see the onboards, it really hits home about how difficult it is to you know, see the track even from the driver's cockpit. So that's why, you know, it's, the call has been made to have all the cars to go back into the pit garages and to await further updates and announcements from race control.
Well, talking about further updates, we'll be getting it very shortly from the race control. And you can still see the cars are still out on the track right now. Well, it is really heavy there, Victor. I mean,
so flooded.
Yes, super flooded over there. Look at that.
So, I mean, this is Sepang weather in a nutshell, you know. It's like when it rains, it really pours out here, and especially in this rainy end of the year season, or rather end of the year in 2024. Now we're already in the beginning of 2025. It is still occasional rains, you know, and very heavy whenever it does fall out here in Sepang and Shah Alam. So this is very much a situation that a lot of drivers who have made the trip to Sepang has certainly experienced once, if not many times here. So as for right now, you know, it's going to be about that waiting game. No doubt when the cars enter the pit garages, the mechanics and the drivers will be having another round discussions into determining what they will try to do with this current new development in the track situation. Are they going to be? They certainly will have the opportunity to make any adjustments as needed here, and certainly it will also be contingent upon how the rain situation will either worsen or maybe even improve as time goes on. So, yeah, it's still going to be a lot of debating, a lot of discussions going on in the paddock here, a lot of like power tools and spare parts is going to be flying all around there as teams and drivers will try to get the cars set up optimally for a potentially delayed race.
Well, Victor, I always wanted to ask you, what is that one race throughout you watching multiple races or so many races in the history of motorsport, that one wet race that you can never ever forget? throughout your life?
Oh, I'm thinking about the time in Sepang where it rained so hard, and this was during the Formula 1 Grand Prix race. I can't exactly remember which year, but this is back in the V10 era. That was when rain poured down so hard they literally had to cancel, or not say cancel, but stop the race in the middle of it, and because they weren't able to restart it with the torrential downpour continuing on, it resulted in all the race result being taken from like when the race actually was stopped, and all the drivers' championships being awarded half points for that race because it didn't go the full distance. You know, those are the kind of things that do happen, unfortunately, here on Sepang circuit. So that's one really memorable one. I think another was when we had rain happen in the middle of one of our TGR rounds. You know, things were starting off in a really dry condition, and then suddenly out of nowhere, rain just poured down, and you can immediately see the chaos. These cars start to slip and slide and lose control out on track. It was absolute chaos, and you know, as a commentator, you know, sometimes, you know, especially because I know a lot of these drivers, and you know how scary it can be in that situation. But for me, just watching from the commentary booth, it was just fun seeing the chaos. So I don't know, it's like it's always that that kind of like double-edged sword, right? Sometimes the rain can work to your advantage, but sometimes it just doesn't, and it can really negatively affect things. But regardless, it's that unpredictability that Sepang as a venue provides that gives me like a lot of like interesting things, you know, to observe, interesting things to take note of, and of course just make it very engaging, really, to see, you know, especially as someone who is like really very fascinated by the way that race teams operate, you know, to see the kind of things that happens in the pit garages, you know, behind the scenes, etc. It's always fascinating to see how like all these teams are so well equipped, and as well it's so knowledgeable that they know, regardless of the kind of situations out on the track, they already know that, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to change this, switch that, do this and do that. It's always very fascinating, and yeah, it's it's one of the things that I kind of enjoy, you know, being in the part of the motorsports world.
Well, that's some history, man. Well, of course, we all remember all kinds of wet race incidents that happen in our TGR races, and not only TGR, but also other motorsport events on the international side. Well, looking at the condition on the screen, you can definitely see, I can see only 2 headlights from the safety car. The rest, well, it is getting, it is disappearing, you know, it's disappearing time to time. So it shows how superbly heavy the rain is out there. So there you go, this is much more clearer, you can see over here. So, I mean, I asked for a wet race, but not a flood race, you know. So there's a difference in that.
Hey, I mean, sometimes, you know, you get what you ask for, and this is it. You know, we a lot of people in the paddock were praying for the rain, and it has arrived, but it does mean that we will have to delay this start. A bit of an update from race control. They will be making another announcement in about 4 minutes from now, which is at 4:45. So we'll be eagerly awaiting to see what their update will be. Is it are they going to continue? We're certainly going to be monitoring the track conditions all throughout. You know, we got plenty of marshals posts all around the track that are constantly feeding that information back to race control, letting them know what the rain condition is like, what the track condition, more importantly, is like at the moment. And with all the information being processed and with all decisions being made, especially from our race director, M. Ravin, they will be able to make the decision with all the information on hand to whether or not we will be able to get this race underway.
Yep, so in the meantime, we're still waiting from the biggest update from the race control, either we are good to go or not. But ladies and gentlemen, those of you who just tune in into our Toyota Gazoo Racing Season 7, the grand finale, thank you so much for being with us. And thank you so much, even though the race has been delayed, but you are still consistently watching, wanting to know what's going to be happening next. Thank you for that. And we hope to give you more updates very, very soon on when the race will be starting, looking at how the weather conditions is getting pretty worse out there. So we just hope that things could change pretty fast, as all of us are anticipating, waiting to just get into the race right now. So in the meantime, I just can't wait to see what are the odds on this race, Victor. I know some of the races really asked for a wet race over here, but can they deliver? That's the biggest question.
Oh, I mean, you know the answer to that. They will always deliver. They will always try their very best, regardless of what happens. With regard to the weather, the racers will always want to race. They always want to chase for the very top of the podium. And that's true whether you're someone who's starting in the front of the grid or at the back. These are very eager, very hungry drivers out there willing to put everything on the line when it comes to glory. But sometimes, you don't want to expose yourself to unnecessary risk. And, in this sport, especially motorsports, we had a lot of history to look back at in order to understand what are the risks involved in taking part in this kind of activity. So obviously that's why the responsibility is very, very heavy on race control to ensure that the conditions and situations are right and that the drivers are not exposed to any unnecessary reckless risk here out on track, especially when you have cars driving at in excess of over 150 kilometers per hour. Things can go very, very wrong very easily when the track is this wet. So again, it's always going to be a waiting game. It's certainly going to be a bit of reprieve for some of these drivers, but it can also feel like a bit of for lack of a better term, potong steam a little bit because they're already getting ready. They were already on that grid. They're already getting psyched up. They already got suited up. They were already ready to race, and then the rain poured exactly as they lined up on the grid. So it's unfortunate. These kind of things do happen, but as a driver, you're always prepared for the unexpected, right? So for them, it's just going to be about a reset. It's from this point on. It's like, now we're just going to be waiting in our pit garages here. We're going to be monitoring our data to see what the weather forecast is going to be like. Quite likely, the rain will continue to pour a little bit, but as soon as it starts to clear up, then we'll be having a much clearer answer for how we will be proceeding with this race going forwards.
So jadi kepada anda yang berada dalam siaran langsung, ini adalah Toyota Gazoo Racing musim yang ke-7 dan ini adalah grand finale. Seperti Victor mengatakan, kita boleh katakan berada di dalam momen potong steam. Kita nak satu race yang hujan, yang ada wet race, tetapi disebabkan hujan ni terlalu lebat, terlalu lebih, so it shows that it is not safe to race out there. Tak selamat dikatakan oleh race control. So jadi kita akan menunggu arahan daripada pihak atasan, iaitu daripada race control, untuk memberikan kita the notification adakah kita akan bermula ataupun tidak. So hence why kita mengatakan the race is delayed. So kita menunggu saja untuk hujan to stop a little bit ataupun maybe kurang sedikit lah kan. So after that, I think it'll be pretty much safe to go. But there you go, much more closer look. Wow, from here, Victor, you can see how crazy the curves are.
I'm not too sure those are curves. I think those are tire barriers.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so. This is like
it is
way
the tire
off from
barriers.
the sand trap. A bit of an update from race control. There will be their new announcement is that there will be another announcement at 4:55. So we're already seeing the safety car going out for a recce lap here to judge the conditions. Again, this is all the information and data that's being fed back to race control here to make a determination on how the track condition is and whether or not it will be safe to race quite yet. But judging from the situation, it's still looking absolutely flooded out here in turn 1 and turn 2. But a good opportunity, to get some photo ops on the brand new GR Supra.
I just wanted to mention that. We just changed our car now.
I mean, it's an exciting time in 2025. Like officially, we're going to be launching. When I say we mean Toyota. We'll be launching a lineup of GR cars in Malaysia now. So for the first time, we're going to be having GR Corolla, the GR Hilux. It's going to be a lot of new lineups here, and of course the classic GR 86 as well as the GR Supras will also be joining that. Launching for the Gazoo Lounge is happening here today itself. So for all the car lovers up there, this is an exciting time in 2025 because finally we're going to be seeing some of the best cars to ever come out of the Gazoo Racing project.
Absolutely. So I see coming on around the other turns over here, you can still see it is going to be really interesting to watch what will be happening right now.
So, well, you can see it's just still so treacherous out there. The amount of water that has to be displaced by those tires. And mind you, the Supra has far larger and wider tires compared to the Vios here. And already you can see the amount of water it has to displace in order to find grip on this track here. It is certainly very, very wet out here and definitely not conducive for racing at the moment.
It's kind of clearing up, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, relatively. I think even from this view, you can see it's still pouring quite hard right now.
So it seems like things are pretty much wet out there. Well, we got much more interesting updates from the man in the pit. It is going to be Mr. Nazruddin Rahman who will be taking us furthermore with the race drivers and what's happening on the track. Nas, here we go.
Thanks very much, boys. I'm here in the trenches, and do you know how many racers I've spoken to? And all of them were hoping and praying for rain. And here's the thing, when all these drivers pray all together, there you go, boom! It's just a little bit too much, so that there's a bit of a delay on the race. One guy I know in sporting class who loves rain, maybe because he likes Songkran as well. Here you are, Mr. Panitan from Thailand, but of course everybody here knows him as Hi are you happy it's raining?
Yeah, a lot.
See, I like it. See, many racers, they prefer consistency, where if it's dry and I can control everything, I should have a nice podium finish. Why do you like wet?
It's just my skill. Yeah, that's why.
It's your superpower.
Yes, it's my superpower.
But here's the thing about superpower. Sometimes it can go for you, sometimes it can go against you. What do you think?
I don't afraid. I don't know. Yeah, because karting in rain is a lot harder. Yes.
I see, because yes, over here, he started as a karter, but of course he's gone through simulation racing as well, right? So which one do you prefer, karting or e-racing?
Karting, huh? Yeah.
Why?
Realistic.
Yeah. Realistic, because I know many youth right now, they try to have e-racing so that they can have more skills. But for karter, you have the smell, you have the feel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that the rain is here, you qualified at P6 this time around, and you're quite in the middle of the standings. What is your expectation for round 3? Podium finish or gunning for first, second, third?
I think podium finish is better, but I need to get P1, you know? Yeah, everyone want P1, yeah.
I like the fact that whatever it is, every driver's mind, P1 is the target to achieve. So, for those of you fans who are watching from Thailand and you're also giving support to over here, what would you like to say to your supporters watching the live stream from Thailand?
Can I say in Thai?
Of course.
ก็ขอบคุณทุกคนที่สปอนเซอร์ผมนะครับขอบคุณทุกคนที่สนับสนุนผมมาตลอดนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ
Thank you so much for giving support to our over here. He needs all the support that he can get. How old are you? 19 years old, right?
No, 16.
16? Wow, you have license, driving license in Thailand?
No, not yet.
No driving license. No driving license, but already racing big car. But congratulations, you have made your country very proud.
Thank you.
And all the best for RUK next test, yeah? All right, so Panitan is going to get ready because we've just got the queue. Rain is already letting up. Drivers, get yourselves prepared, okay?
Thank you.
Very good. All right, meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at some of the other racers who are on standby as well. So for this moment on, it looks like the rain is letting up. We've just got some directions from race director, Mr. Ravin, saying that we can move on with the race in just a few moments. But meanwhile, we've got P2 Super Sporting Class Race 1 right here, Mr. Nakib Azlan. You look heavy.
I'm okay.
Well, here's the thing. I've been speaking to all the racers, especially I passed by Teguh just now. So, Teguh, it looks like it's going to rain. Yeah, let it rain, man, let it rain. But it didn't rain just in time for Super Sporting. Yeah. So, would you have preferred rain or this just fits you nicely?
For me, honestly, it doesn't make any difference. Rain or shine, I just get the job, focus on the job in hand. I try not to say, oh, rain, okay, favoring me. I try not to do that because it can go both ways, you know? So whatever the weather came just now, I just tried to do my best. Thankfully, it didn't have mid-session changes because that's another curveball that can be thrown.
Absolutely right. So looking at the fact that many of the racers are going, yeah, rain, blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking at the fact that they're banking on luck, right? Here's the thing, I mean, when it comes to racing, how much of luck really goes with you? Because like you said it yourself, and I asked Om just now as well, it can go against you. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, in racing, there's always a form of luck, actually, whether we like it or not. But I think in the rain, racing drivers were all a bit egoistical. And everyone thinks they're the best driver. So what happens is in the rain, people say that's where the best drivers come out. And everyone thinks that we are the best in the rain. So everyone's thinking the same thing. Honestly, at this level of racing, especially in the super sporting class, we have the best racers in Malaysia. So I have a feeling everyone's at that similar level. Just that the rain, it throws out a wild card. It puts in a different factor. So some may gain more than the others. While as in the dry, everyone's a bit more equalized.
Ini kita panggil tekan nasib tau. Tekan nasib. Jom kita tengok dalam hujan dan sebagainya. But I love the outlook that you have. Rain or shine, in the end, you cannot control the elements. You can only control what you have all around you, right?
100%.
And at this point in time, control lies with you, coming in second place. Mitchell Chia, who's leading the standings, came in at 9th place for race 1. So I haven't counted the points yet, but you are certainly smiling. So at this point, if there are no disputes, it will stay this way. And how's the standings like?
I honestly haven't counted myself.
Really? You should.
I don't like to think about it. I know for sure our point difference is very small. At the end of the day, I feel like whoever finishes out in front is going to be the one victorious. We did that today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll do the same thing and bring it back home.
Bring it home. Here's to your very first Super Sporting Class Championship. Of course, Mr. Nakib Azlan here has been a rising star. He's won his first rookie class challenge. He's won his first sporting class challenge, and it took him 2 years to reach him to this level. And he's almost there. Of course, not if Mitchell has something to say about that. So, would you like to say something to Mitchell right here?
I will leave it up to him, and we will leave it up to me, and may the best man win.
Fighting words, humble fighting words to Mr. Mitchell Chia. Let's see who comes out on top on Super Sporting Class. Come tomorrow, race day 2. Nakib, congratulations on your P2 coming in at the race earlier. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, the rain is definitely letting up. So we're going to go back to the racecasters. Victor Matthews, what's it like up there? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, hold up. I think we have one more racer I'd like to speak to. Now, this man is also the man of the hour, Mr. Freddie Ang. Now, earlier on, we interviewed you and of course, you had high expectations. Did the race go your way?
Yeah, I think second's the best that we can do. Adi is definitely too fast. And I was coming on third, so Nakib let me pass, so I guess there's something going on there. So yeah, but I'll still get second. I'll still take second then.
Excellent. So do you think there's some tactics going on? Because Nakib was quite firm in second place, but I don't know. I'm even thinking, did he purposely let you off or did he lose space?
No, definitely he let me pass. It was clear that I was going to take third, and I was prepared to finish third. I guess because he's fighting the championship with Mitchell, so I guess they have other plans. So we'll see tomorrow. Yeah.
Could it be it's a strategy based on ballast? At this point in time, Mitchell's got the most, and at this point in time, he's coming at 9th place because of that ballast. So could it be that Nakib's strategy is to, oh my goodness, if I come in second, the ballast is going to be really high. Let's pass it on to Freddie. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely carrying too much now. I think I'm carrying 35 for tomorrow.
Exactly.
So, but we just collect the points first. You know, tomorrow is the next day. It's another day to think about. Get everything done today, and let's see. But yeah, definitely, I think it's could be the ballast, and it's a reverse grid tomorrow. So I don't know. They have something going on there. I'm sure.
Whoa, see, all the teams are like suspicious of each other already. So in terms of Telaga Mas, you've got your strategy set. You know you're going to go straight forward all the way. Points is all that matters?
Yeah, I think we most likely secured third in the championship. So probably it's all out. And let's see, you know. Tomorrow hopefully it rains. Something is running for the finale. So yeah, let's see.
And I don't understand this obsession with rain. I know we are Malaysians. I know we love playing in the rain. But like I said, the luck can go either way, right? Yeah. So Freddie, congratulations on your second place finishing. I specifically wanted to ask you on that. So thank you for shedding some light into the strategies that go behind Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge. Thanks, Freddie. All right, we're going to go back to Mr. Victor Cax and also Mr. Matthews Isaac. We've run out of drivers here to interview. Everybody's getting ready for Sporting Class Race 1. Matthews, Victor, what do you guys think? Especially with the strategy of Nakib Azlan purposely moving on to third place, letting Freddie pass him to take second place. Could it be a strategy based on ballast? So that's something I want Victor and Matthew to speak about because I don't have anyone to speak about it. But here's one guy I do want to speak to, Inche Ade. Okay, very rare we have a before and after interview. So before, he was quite humble. He knew round 1, round 2, JBFIA Boulevard did not do so well. And of course, in qualifying P1, and you held everybody back. And when I asked everybody else, the guy got no ballast, the guy got no ballast. What are your, oh shit, right on, jangan marah. But what are your thoughts about that?
Oh, my thoughts about that. Well, yeah, that's reality also, but who cares? so yeah, win still is a win. So Alhamdulillah, I managed to stay at the top and then managed to hold them off, and then yeah, had fun fighting with Nakib because he tried a few times, but I managed to defend him very well, and yeah, so the win is mine.
Yes, I like that. The win is mine, especially every time we went to turn 1, every time everybody's standing up, is Nakib going to do it this time and not? But I have faith in Adi. Actually, we've seen him race before. I know he's got what it takes. Sometimes luck is just not on your side. Speaking about luck, many of the racers here are saying, well, it's going to rain, luck is going to be on my side, I'm going to show my skill because I'm the best in the rain. Every racer thinks that, right?
Yeah.
So has it occurred to you that it could go both ways?
For me, I think in the rain, I'm confident that I still can do well above everybody else. So yeah, because during round 1 and round 2, when we had that, we couldn't fight to the top group, so we were expecting to rain so that I got a chance to fight with the top group. But yeah, so
So here's the thing, usually those at the top don't want rain because they don't want to have that wild card, the luck factor to come in. I'm already leading in the standings, I want it to stay that way. So in the case of Ade, who wants to be a spoiler, could it be a second P1 reverse grid?
Yep, I think I'm looking forward for that. So hopefully with the setup right now, and yeah, hopefully to fight with them and gonna get the win again tomorrow.
Jiwa. See, round 1 DNF, round 2 DNF, round 3 race 1 P1 terus. Oh, going to have P1 tomorrow. Whatever it is, I like the confidence. Confidence is awesome. Thank you so much, Adi, and good luck to FIA JB Boulevard team, yeah? All right, be safe on the road out there. It's going to be wet. All right, yes. See, here's the thing. Differing opinions, but all in all the drivers are gunning for a wet race, especially those of them who want to paste more points on the board. They feel that with the rain, luck is going to be on their side. I personally am a bit averse to, I prefer sureties. But then again, I'm not the racer over here. And let's ask the racecasters as well. What do you guys think? Especially when all racers want rain, and more rain. Not exposed to the fact that, hey, this rain could make me spin out too. Victor, Matthews, I want your take on this. It's over to you, boys.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nazruddin Rahman. Well, to answer your question, that is pretty subjective. Yeah, it's very, very subjective based on the racer's preferences, based on my own preferences. I mean, Victor, you can definitely elaborate more on this, actually.
Yeah, I mean, personally, as someone who enjoys the the art form of racing, of driving, it is always more exciting, especially when grip conditions are not ideal, because like you keep yourself on a nice edge, right? You really rely entirely on your driver's skill, and that's why rain is kind of like it's like kind of like the ultimate challenge. And you have to think, like, as a racing driver, when you're someone who is aiming to perform at your very best, you always accept those kind of challenges to come your way. That's why factors like rain, like unideal grip conditions is always adds the extra spice, So and sometimes
and we, at the end of the day, racing drivers, just like people who do skydiving, who do bungee jumping, we're all thrill seekers, right?
Yeah.
And what better thrill is there than, being right on the edge of grip, right on the edge of performance and using your own raw skill, to overcome that kind of challenge. The acceleration you can get from that is unmatched, And I speak from this, even as someone who only watches from the sidelines, even I feel the excitement, I understand, what the kind of racing mentality is, and that's why I'm always excited whenever these kind of situations present themselves. But on the topic of subjectiveness, I really loved like the kind of like side discussion that Nas was having together with together with together with Freddie Ang, about whether or not Naqib Aslan let him go or not. Paddock conspiracies are like some of my favorite topics to have, out on track here. The safety car right now is going out for another recce lap on your screens right now. The GR Supra safety car is right now doing their best to make some judgments about what the grip level is like. It's looking a little bit, quite a bit flooded. You can still see plenty of raindrops falling all over the track right now, but certainly has let up quite a lot more. So the visibility is improved, but I would still say that the condition of the track still looks very, very wet. And anyways, back to the topic of paddock conspiracies, is like 99% of the stuff that is discussed, in the paddock there is always these kind of like conspiracies, right? Whether or not
theories and stuff.
Theories like did he let me pass so that he would get a little bit less ballast for the next race, so that he'll be in a slight advantage. And mind you, the reality is that yes, it does give you that advantage, but sometimes it's I think if you put yourself in the shoes of a racer, it is often kind of like a catch-22, or rather it's like a double-edged sword. Because let's say like if I was in that position where the question to me really is, do you want to give up those championship points in the hopes that you'll be able to gain more points in the next race? And it's to the point of Nas, whether it's, do you crave that certainty, or do you really want to prove yourself, on the track? It's that kind of thing, that kind of fine balance that a lot of these racers will have to decide for themselves. So, but again, like with the case of Adi Rahimi, the reality is yes, he didn't have ballast on his cars. That's why he was able to keep up with Naqib Aslan's pace throughout the entire race. But in the immortal words of Dominic from The Fast and the Furious, winning is winning. He's still the first person to go and see the checkered flag. Yeah. So regardless, whether or not he had the advantage or not, he still is the one who finished in first place, and nobody can take that away from him. Yeah, nobody at all.
Totally agree on that, man. That's a well way to actually say it, despite lots of other opinions from different racers, different drivers, crews or whoever. Yeah, in the end of the day, it's all about, what works for you. What works for you. That's the main thing. So I believe some of the racers are coming out right now. It's getting a little bit of a push from the crews, of course. And there you go. The racers are all out. They will be going around on the track. Followed by the safety car that is being led on the front. The pit is open right now, as what we have our instructions on the screen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is the moment for us to witness the final race of the day, and it is going to be in the sporting class. So can we see the names that has been being talked about, especially in the top three? Can they retain in their position, or there's going to be a drastic change in this race? Most of the racers prayed for rain, and I believe the universe gave them more than they actually asked for, and it's why the delayed start now. So let's see, can they deliver what they asked for?
Yeah, so right now this is their first opportunity to go out and have a taste of the race conditions, as it were. You can see it's still absolutely pouring out there, so there's quite a bit of stagnant water, especially just off of the racing line. But as the cars come out, and this is the thing, right? It's like if you leave the track as it is, untouched, it will continue to pool more and more water. But as you allow cars to go out on track to and as they run over the racing line, they will continually push water away from that area, and it will start to form a bit of a dry line, which will continue to get drier if the rain continues to let up. So that creates kind of a changeable situation here. But more importantly for these drivers right now is to ensure that if they have already set up their car for this kind of wet situation, which I absolutely expect they will have done while they're inside the pit garage, this is now the opportunity to see whether those settings have actually taken, rather they will have to get used to now the different setup on this car, and this one exploratory lap also allows them to spot out, where are the areas where standing water is concerned, and to also kind of like refresh themselves on what the wet racing line is, because remind you, racing lines in the dry and the wet are different entirely. So the drivers will have to change their approach, to change their
strategies and stuff here.
Yeah, all of these kind of things all comes together, and they will have to make determination on how they want to do the approach for the race. But the good news though is that all the drivers are now lining up on the grid, so we could potentially, if things continue to let up, we may be able to see the start of race number 1 for the sporting class.
Yep, so the races are pretty much back with their grid, and I believe we will be starting very shortly. A final last checkup from the pit crews and also the race marshals that is on the track now. So they will be making sure everything is well aligned before the lights goes off. So I kind of feel as the race marshals holding on a board where it says 3 minutes. So we're just waiting to get more updates on that. This is car number 46, and that is none other than Kenneth Kerr, who wished for the rain, and there's more rain now. So it's all about the results, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And results are definitely on the mind of this guy on your screen right now. Kenneth Cole, who will be starting in 7th position, quite in the middle of this 14-car pack that's forming up on the grid here. And the rain condition is no doubt going to favor him quite a bit because precisely of the success ballast that he carries. I've already mentioned many times over the broadcast that the extra ballast becomes an advantage in the wet because it gives your car just that little bit more traction compared to a car that is lighter and has no ballast inside. Now, Shafiq Samsudin also has ballast by virtue of his finishing positions from round number 2, so he will also be enjoying a bit of that advantage as well. So as far as the championship is concerned, it's still very much up for grabs here between these two drivers, especially with Shafiq Samsudin now being in pole position and starting from the front of the grid, whereas Kenneth is all like 7 places down from where he is standing. So a massive opportunity here for Shafiq Samsudin to whittle away at that points lead that Kenneth Cole has, and perhaps open an opportunity in race number 2, but it all depends on where they finish in this race itself.
So I believe we'll be going into the race very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. So those of you who just tuned in, this is the Toyota Gazoo Racing Season 7 final race of the day. Before we find out the entire results that will be reflecting for tomorrow's race. So I believe it is still pouring quite heavily there, Victor. It is. At certain camera points, we just kind of feel like, oh, it's not raining. But when you actually kind of zoom out like this, you can literally see how much heavily it's pouring out there. But since the race control says it is safe to race, then it is safe to race.
Yeah, if that's the determination for sure. So it looks like we have an announcement coming in here from race control. They are already asking for the lights on because the race will be commencing behind the safety car for 2 laps. So that means that the safety car is going to take drivers out. But crucially, they're not going to be allowed to pass until the safety car has gone into the pit. So it'll be starting the first 2 laps of this race. This is no doubt, it serves 2 purposes here. Like the first and foremost is to allow the track to dry up a little bit. And that's from the cars, running over the standing water and pushing it out of the way of the racing line. But secondly, it also gives the drivers another opportunity to judge the conditions on the track and to prepare themselves for what is going to be a safety car start, which is very typical, especially in adverse weather conditions like this. So that means that effectively racing laps wise, instead of the usual 20 laps that's already been planned for this race, we'll be looking at 18 laps of racing actually with the 2 laps behind the safety car where all the drivers are not going to be allowed to pass because it is still behind a safety car.
Yep, so that is the little bit on on how the race will be commencing based on what is happening on the screen. So ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be the final race of the day. And I believe there's only 3 more minutes left. 3 minutes till we go into the race now. So the racers are prepared. The race control is prepared. The safety car is prepared. I hope you are prepared there, as we are also prepared over here to find out what will be happening in this race for this season.
Yeah, good shot here to show our pole position driver, Shafiq Samsudin, car number 88. Just alongside him is Nick Teo, and right behind him, Dennis Ng, who have qualified into the top 3 since this morning. Now they are getting themselves ready to race here with the 3-minute buzzer coming up here. Once the safety car goes off, all the drivers will be following behind to start the race, the first 2 laps of this race behind the safety car. And once the safety car goes inside the pits, then it will be a signal for the drivers to actually go for a rolling start, or rather a safety car start actually, as they come across the control line. So it's a very meticulous procedure. Everything is coordinated from race control all the way to the marshals on the side of the track, and of course the safety car driver here. You can see all the drivers now getting into their second phase of preparations here out on the grid. You know, this is where they're going to be left alone to their own devices. This is where anyone who is still looking to make any last-minute prayers, this is their moment to pray. You know, anyone who's superstitious will be doing their usual rituals right now to, you know, give them the best possible odds here out in this very wet condition out on SIC.
So very wet conditioned race. That is what everyone asked for. We had a really good qualifying sessions. We had really wonderful race on the Super Sporting and Rookies, and it all comes down to this, the final race for today. It is on the Sporting class, and let's see where they will be ending out.
Safety car lights are on. The yellow lights there on the gantry indicating to the drivers to get ready to start rolling out. The safety car will be the first to move, and then only the cars will be coming out of the grid box one by one, and they will be parading around for 2 laps. The timer, or rather the lap counter, will be started after the drivers have gone past after the formation lap, and that means we'll be reducing this race by 2 laps here based on the announcements from race control. So which means we will have 18 laps of racing if the race is permitted to continue, or if like unexpected circumstances, like if the rain started to become more torrential as they are doing those 2 laps, perhaps the start may be cancelled or further delayed. Everything is like, it's play by ear moments for everyone here, from the racing teams to race control.
Yep, so I believe the safety car is right now rolling. And also, what's going on there?
Yeah, Shafiq is not moving from his pit box. He stalled his car out. Yellow flag has been waved here from the side. So I'm not exactly sure what's happened to Shafiq Samsudin. He seems to be stalled out in the grid right now. His wiper is still moving, but struggling to actually get the car underway. The other cars has already passed him here, and this could be a bit of a problem here for Shafiq Samsudin, because by rights, he should be the first car to follow behind the safety car, but now the other cars have passed him because of the stalled engine, or rather something that might have happened in his car. Now the marshal's going to try to push start him here. Let's see if he's going to be able to get his car going, or perhaps get pushed out of the way. Something has happened. I think something catastrophic might have happened here to Shafiq, as he's now being pushed into the pit lane.
Yep, that is really unfortunate for Shafiq. But on the other side, we are on board with the racers. As you can see, they're coming across the turns over here on the north side of Sepang International Circuit. So just can't wait to find out where this will be going once the safety car is inside. So there you go. On P1, we see Shafiq Samsudin. This is the race grid, of course. And on the P2, we see Teo Hung Zo will be from Sudoku Racing. Dennis Ng on P3. P4, Dato Ken Fu. P5 for Elson Liu. Actually missed the P6 there, but now again, supplement, we see Kenneth Ko, Lim Chun Beng, and Amirul Arif on P9. P10 for Chu Yong Chun, and P11 for Daniel. P12 for Ashan Shanmuganathan.
So, unfortunately, because Shafiq Samsudin failed to get off the grid and has finally managed to get his car restarted. He may have to start from the pit lane, which is such a huge shame because he has already earned that pole position spot. But okay, he's going to be coming out of the pit lane, so may likely start from the back. Again, we'll have to see how exactly this shapes up. But if my memory of the regulations are correct, he may have to be starting from the back because he failed to come off of the grid during this safety car start. So this is like this is such an unfortunate situation here for car number 88, which failed to come off of the line there, possibly due to a stalled engine or perhaps some other issue with his car prevented him from coming off of the grid line. And as a result, Nick has inherited the lead of this race here under the safety car.
Yep, Nick got it right now. So right behind that is going to be car number 65 over there. I believe it's going to be, no, it's actually 68. So there you go. It's 85 actually. You know, it's really fun. I can't really see it from here. I have to wait for the board to come out on the left. So ladies and gentlemen, there you go. This is the moment that you can literally determine who will be starting from a pack. It's really a shame then. Also very unfortunate for Shafiq Samsudin. I did not expect that to happen. But
I can only imagine the heartbreak.
Someone wrote the script the other way.
I can only imagine the heartbreak going on in Shafiq Samsudin now. The kind of like roller coaster of emotions certainly that's going to be flowing through his mind right now. And race control, in fact, has already reminded car 88 must not overtake any car and remain at the back of the pack behind the safety car. So he has lost out on a front row start for this safety car lap here. And this is so unfortunate here for Shafiq Samsudin. Like, I really feel for him at this moment because he was on the cusp, really, of etching away at Kenneth Koh's lead here had he started from the front. But now he's going to have to do it the long way around, having to fight from the back. This is absolutely terrible news here.
Yep, he has to actually climb up all the way from the back till the front. So there you go, the safety car is right now on the second lap there, Victor.
Yeah, the lights are still on.
The lights are still on.
We're still going to be continuing to run. This is only like the first of the 2 safety car laps. So we will be awaiting what the signal basically for the drivers whether or not we be starting the race is when the safety car turns its lights off. Usually it will do it around turn 4. And once those lights are off, by default, the lead car in this pack here, which in this case is Nick Teo, he will become the default safety car, and everyone will not be allowed to pass until the first car has gotten past the control line. Not the start-finish line right under the gantry, mind you, but the control line is further to the back of the grid. And it's only when those when the green lights and the green flags are waved that passing will be allowed. So safety car is continuing now. We're already entering our second of the scheduled laps. And race control has announced we'll be making another 2 laps before entering the pits. No doubt to also give a bit more time for Shafiq Samsudin to catch up to the back of the pack here to, at the very least, allow him an opportunity to join the race here, as it were. But also because the track conditions, I think, is perhaps not ideal yet for the safety car start even. So we'll be
look at
continuing
how
to wait
far
on.
he's being left.
Yeah, but he should be able to catch up pretty quickly. Yeah. Like he's not going to be facing any traffic, and there's technically not really a speed limit. Like obviously you're not allowed to go excessively fast, but I think in this case here, Shafiq Samsudin will be well within his rights to be able to catch up to the rest of the pack here, so they can join safely with the rest of the cars for the safety car start.
Yep. So the lights are still on for the safety car.
Yes.
So. Still going around the corner. This is the Genting curve as we're coming and approaching. This is the car number 88, Shafiq Samsudin, who just didn't go as how he actually planned this race. And he's slowing down there, Victor.
Yeah, he's looking a lot slow coming up to turn 4. Maybe the problems that he was experiencing at the start is continuing to hound him. It seems like it's almost at a standstill right now. Could be a big problem going on here. And oh my God, like, such a roller coaster of a ride right now for Shafiq Samsudin here. It was already looking to have so much potential in this first race, having nabbed the pole position in a very crucial championship fight here on the final round against Kenneth Koh. But literally, like, the worst thing that could have happened has unfortunately come to fruition here as we are continuing on. with our safety car runs here, another 2 laps. This should be the third out of our now 4 laps under the safety car, as the race control has indicated. So we will be continuing to give you guys the updates. So that means we're looking at least, or rather at most 16 laps of racing here potentially, if the safety car does finally unleash these drivers out on the track. But as of right now, everyone still has to parade behind. Everyone has to stay within their current positions here, track positions that is, and to ensure that just keeping an ear out on their communications, on the signals from the marshals to know when exactly the race is going to start. But to your point, yeah, the rain has let off massively now. Yep. As you can see on the screens, the track is drying a little bit, not very dry per se. There's still plenty of standing water here and there, but it's certainly looking very more and more likely as laps go on here that the situation may be conducive now for a bit of rubber racing.
Yeah, I think it's much more better compared to what we saw earlier on. It was pouring down really heavily, but ladies and gentlemen, well, there you go, 17 more laps to go, and we are still moving around the track with the safety car that is being deployed, and there you go.
Yeah.
The man that's supposed to be showing us what he got today. So much he has been at the talk of the town, Shafiq Samsudin, with a very unfortunate event over here, where something technically didn't go right with his car there, man.
Yeah, he's having to limp the car back now to the pits, I expect, and you can see him throw his hands up in frustration. I really feel for him at this point, because this is really the worst kind of thing to happen for a racing driver, is just not being able to afford the possibility of starting the race in the first place. And it looks like he's stopped the car completely. The marshal is now coming by to help him off of the track right now. I believe he's stopped somewhere in Sector 2 right now, and most likely will be pushed off the track there by our hardworking marshals. So it looks like, the worst has come to pass here for Shafiq Samsudin, and really hearts out for Shafiq Samsudin and his followers, his fans, who are no doubt feeling very heartbroken at this point.
Yeah, I mean, just didn't go to plan. Sometimes unfortunate things happen, so we just have to, try to do something about it. But there you go, car number 46 from PCM Group is none other than Kent Ko, who has been the man that is putting all the talk on the top right now. He's expecting a wet race. He got it right now. It's all about how he's going to be performing and also winning this race. He's on the overall championship leaderboard. He's in 91 points, leading ahead of Shafiq Samsudin, who's on 70 points. Well, Victor, I think if Shafiq isn't able to race now, he's going to be losing massively on this.
Yeah, that means like 0 points, effectively, if he's not able to even participate in this race. So that means, for him, it means that, there's still an opportunity tomorrow perhaps, but, with Kenneth Cole still going to be starting in 6th position, there's a high chance he will be able to further extend his lead, and that is the championship hopes of Shafiq Samsudin literally slipping right underneath him at this point. His car has stopped, by the way, around turn number 3, so hence why the safety car still remains on the track right now, even though we are looking at 16 laps remaining. Looks like the car has continued to move on, though. The car number 88 somehow still able to chug along, but definitely at a reduced pace. Something catastrophic perhaps has happened to the car right now as he tries to move it out of the way and perhaps into the gap in the fence in order to allow the marshals to move his car out of the track and hopefully back to the paddock where they can make a determination on what exactly went wrong here in car number 88.
Well, based on your speculations, what do you think would have happened there, Victor? Engine problems? Transmission or?
It's very hard to say, looking from the outside. A whole host of things can happen, like you mentioned. Like, number one, I would probably suspect is something electrical. Like, usually if the car fails to start, usually that's number one thing you want to check is whether there's actually electricity flowing through. But it could also be like a broken suspension or a broken transmission, perhaps. A lot of things could go wrong here. And unfortunately, it's only until the car returns to the pit garage that the mechanics can have a proper look at it, that they'll be able to figure out exactly what went wrong. But unfortunately, as it stands, it seems like Shafiq Samsudin may not be able to join us for our first race on the season finale.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe the safety car will return into the pit at the end of this lap. And after that, it is all racing as what we are expecting. So, there you go. The lights are off. He's be going in.
Yep.
So, get ready.
So
buckle up. We're going to go for racing.
So now Nick Theo is the effective safety car of the pack right now. Nobody is going to be allowed to pass until we get to the Kuala Lumpur straight and have already passed the control line. So the safety car will make its exit from the pit entry. We're now seeing the cars come around in the final sector, turns number 5 and 6 here. The safety car will be peeling away here into the pit lane, and Nick Theo will be the ones to lead the cars for the start. Race number 1 here for the sporting class. It's been a bit of a delay here, ladies and gentlemen, but finally we will be seeing the race go underway. Nick Theo now coming around the final 2 corners on the track. We're now waiting for the green flag. The green flag has been raised, and over the control line they go. Nick Theo already pulling so far ahead now of Danny's own here. He wants to be able to maintain that lead, a lead that now he's finding himself into 14 laps of racing here in the sporting class.
Well, things have shortened down right now with 14 laps to go. This is going to be incredible to watch in a wet condition. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Theo, as what Victor said, is leading this race. But on the other side, there's lots of other challenges. There's lots of other big things coming up from the back. And in the midfield, we see some battles going on. But look at the back 3 at the very end. Oh no, we missed it there, Victor, but never mind.
It's okay. They're all going 3 wide there. I think a bit of a tangle going on going to turn 2. We can see that Kenneth Cole is doing very well to stay in his track position here. He's trying to chase after right now, our Thai driver. We got car number 77, our hero Arif, now trying to get along the inside of Lim Chung Beng right now. A bit of a side-by-side action going up into turn 4. The blue car having the inside. He's having a look right now. You can see another car behind also looking for an opportunity here as Lim Chung Beng now has to brake hard going to turn number 4. But the blue car, the G-Mart car, has already passed him and takes his track position.
Yeah, he's just putting on some stellar performance so far. So will he able to retain that position? Can he keep that position for a long time to come with 14 more laps to go? Is going to be the biggest question in this race. But it's still a 3-way battle at this moment. Anything could go wrong. You know, just because you're in front right now doesn't mean it is 100% safe that you will be holding on to that. And he's coming from the inside. That's a little bit of a bump over there. My car number, I couldn't get the number, the 68 there, Victor. It's none other than Lim Chun Peng. Lim Chun Peng, although he hit it, he's gone all the way at the back now.
And car number 5 is going to be able to hold his own. A bit of a touch on the outside there on car number 77, but he still remains on the track. May have sustained a bit of damage, but it doesn't seem to be visible from this end. He's still going to be on the drag race right now with Lim Chun Beng. They're fighting for that 8th position now effectively, as Chu Yong Chun has actually moved up into 7th place from that kerfuffle. So coming into the first turn now, who's going to be the first one to break here? You can see from Kenneth Cole's perspective here, how he's trying to size things up. He's trying to chase to get on the podium. He's trying to break very gingerly, trying to find a dry line here in order to be able to make the pass, but hasn't quite found the speed though. But you can already see Chu Yong Chun taking his opportunity to swing around the outside, the old white car on the outside, the blue car on the inside. Let's have a look at the replay on the final turn. An understeer coming in from Lim Chun Beng unfortunately bumped into car number 77. They come around 3 wide into this very narrow part of the track. You can see the tire barriers are on the left hand and the right hand side, and a bit of a slide as well as the 2 cars come into contact yet again.
Yeah, that is what I actually spoke about there, man. He was in the front, and with that hit over there, he just went all the way at the back. So can he do it again? Someone is going superbly wide. That is car number 38 over there. 38, no, it's actually 32. Elson Liu, isn't it? No. Could not see the number over here from there, Victor.
38, yeah, I think they were correct. That was car number 38, which is actually our Thai driver. Oh, a slide going on there. Chu Yong Chun loses control as we get into the downhill section. He's managed to regain it, but he's lost 2 places. As a result, Amir Afrif is able to overtake him now in that blue car. We are on board with another driver. I believe that might be Kenneth Cole's perspective there as he sees the chaos happening, unfolding before him. Now has to actually do a bit of dodging here in order to see how he can try to get through this bit of traffic that's forming in front of him. The cars here in the form of Ahira Arif, Chu Yong Chun, and Om are currently battling against each other. You can see a bit of a situation here with Chu Yong Chun having a look around the outside. He switches onto the inside. The mist is being thrown up massively here as Kenneth Cole tries to strategize where exactly he wants to place his car. And behind him as well is Lim Chung Beng. Look at Chu Yong Chun going for the dive on the inside here. Can he keep the line? Yes, he does. He's going 3 wide here to get Amir Arif, and as well as car number 38
Om in the middle, 4 wide as well. As you count Kenneth Cole around the outside. Look at this situation right now. Absolutely brilliant racing going on here in the wet.
Yeah, Amirul Arif took that moment all in his hands and he got himself in the front despite the chaos that's been happening right behind there, and he's leaving all of them at the back. So there's still a very close battle coming in for car number 46. We're going to have a look on the replay again. And man, that is some racing just now. But ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Man was drifting all the way, man.
Lock.
Wow, Chu Young Chun, that is some
What
stellar
a
move,
save.
my man.
What a save there from Chu Young Chun.
Yeah, Chu Young Chun just giving us why sporting class is one of the classes that you really need to watch out for. So there you go, car number 77.
Oh, another slide, another slide.
Oh! Can he control it?
Yes, he does.
Man.
Keeps it just in time and stays in front, but I think you can see Chu Young Chun already sensing an opportunity. He's closing up that gap. We're going to be watching out this part. We've seen a lot of oversteer, particularly Lim Chun Bang earlier on, but it seems like these cars are able to make it through. You can see all the way in the back there is Om, and right behind him is Kenneth Cole. And right now, wow, this is something you don't want to keep your eyes off of this battle going on right now. At the moment, Ahira Arif is certainly the beneficiary of this battle here. In the meantime, the gaps on the front's getting quite wide, so this is really the only island of drivers here as Chu Young Chun has another look around the outside. Kenneth Cole as well onto Om. They're going to be trying to go side by side. I think Kenneth might be in a better position to try to make that challenge now to our Thai driver. Switches around, trying to get on the inside. Not much of a gap. He's going to have to do a bit of a nudging there. Look at that, moving the Thai driver a little bit out of the way. Now gets side by side into turn number 2, but a bit of understeer has caught him a bit off guard. He loses the position out to Om right now. Tries to get it back onto the third turn, but still remains hung to dry on the outside. It's Lim Chun Bang now, tries to cut into there, but Kenneth Cole defends it, and at the same time is trying to put an inside line onto Om's car.
Yeah, Cannon is just trying to close his space over there, Victor. This is the same battle we saw in the previous round, but this time it is getting much more aggressive in this race, especially in this condition. And looking at how it is Kenneth Cole that is leading so far, and look who is going out all the way there. It is car number 38, Paddington, or better known as Om right now. He's not taking this challenge as how it is in the previous round. This time he's really taking it personal, and he got himself in the front. Well, Victor, doesn't he exceeding the track limits over there? Oh no!
A slide from Om right now, but he's still able to hang on to the position. He managed to retake it coming out of turn 4. Chun Bang is now putting a bit of pressure on the Kenneth, but Kenneth is actually cutting on the inside. Look at that! Switching positions again now. This is now side by side going into turn number 8. They will continue to gun it, and again, forwards onto the outside there is Om.
Yeah, back-to-back racings over here, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching. There you go. Kenneth Cole right now is in the car number 46. And man, what a race we have so far. Kenneth Cole being in P7. This is going to be the battle of P7 right now. Coming right behind us is going to be Paddington, Lim Chun Bang, and also Amirul Haikal. So as we come, what is that flying over there in the back? I got no idea. We're going to be focusing on that later on. But this is going to be a battle in the turn 1 now. And it seems like Kenneth Cole just giving a really good line, but Paddington coming in from the inside. And maybe on the exit over here, there's a little bit of a touching between both of them, and Kenneth regains back and not leaving any space over there, keeping himself in that position that he got.
I think somebody lost a side skirt there, so it slid across the track, but Kenneth Cole has regained position here after Lim Chun Bang had tried to cut him around the outside and then on the inside once more, but Kenneth Cole was able to keep it on, but Om right now struggling to keep the car on the track. The traction is absolutely all-time low right now for him. He's struggling to try to keep up with the rest of them here, and now coming onto the back of Lim Chun Bang now is car number 36, Ahira Haikal now is putting the challenge now on the driver who at one point was sitting in that 6th position. Now he's looking like he might lose an 8th position here as Ahira Haikal now slides his way, not able to find the speed on turn number 6 though, but is still able to remain within touching distance of Lim Chun Bang.
Yeah, he's just trying very hard there to keep it all stable and steady there, but the challenge is always going to be there. We saw a couple of cars that were sliding out, especially in certain corners now. And this is going to be a long straight coming up for all of these races. Can we see a sorts of movements from the back 3, or it's going to be Kenneth that will be still holding on to the position that he wants. But looking at how it is from P1 there, Victor, it is still Nick Teo that is leading this race, followed by Dennis Ng. And right now, third, we see Tato Can Fu is putting on a performance for us. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Again, the top four are very much separated from each other with a difference of 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds between first to second, second to third, and third to fourth. So it's still it's very much wide open on that side. So not much battling is going to be expected. But Kenneth Cole, even though he has already dispatched some of these cars, is still not able to pull quite far away from the clutches of Lim Chun Beng right now. So he's still looking to try to find even more speed out on here. As we see Nick Teo right now, our current race leader, coming across turn number 4. He has a very healthy lead of 2 seconds ahead of Danny's Ng, and that's certainly going to allow him to be in the commanding position to lead this race. 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
Yep, Danny Sung, earlier on we saw him where he's been putting on some really good performance so far. This is car number 10, Dato Kan Fu on the podium position. Who would have thought, isn't it? After that interview, he is just going really, really good, and he's on top of his game. Can he make it in the podium position? That is going to be the biggest question for today. This is coming into the last turn, and this is going to be a long straight for him. On the other side, things are looking pretty much decent at the back there. Amirul Arif right now is in P5, P6 for Chun Yung Chon, and P7 for Kenneth Ko. Kenneth still holding on to that P7. Will that be changing in a matter of time? That's going to be a big question. But Alson Liu right now might be facing a battle from Amirul. Amirul just looking himself on the outside there. It seems like this is going to be another big challenge. He might be diving in on the inside.
Look at that.
This could be the moment. And could this be the moment for Amirul? And yes, Amirul takes it.
But he's still wide though.
But wait up. It's still wide over there. And maybe through this exit, Amirul will be getting the position he wanted. And yes, he does. But no, Victor.
Yep.
No, Victor, I got this wrong. Look at that. Car number 32 got it back again. And Alson Liu said, well, that was a nice move, buddy. But it's a long way race, and I'm still holding this position.
This is absolutely edge of your pants racing here. Wow, Elson Liu on a massive defensive run here right now. It's Ahir Arif, who seemed to have come so alive here in these wet conditions. He's going for another dive again on turn number 4. You look at that, trying to force Elson Liu onto the outside, but Elson still hangs on regardless of that. Now to be going into the downhill section. Turn 5 is coming up. Are they going to be able to hang on, or is somebody going to be sliding out? No, both of these guys still able to keep it on though. But look at that, Ahir Arif still able to stay alongside. They will be alongside going to turn number 7. This is going to be interesting as he now retakes a position here, keeping Elson Liu behind, but can he hang on to that though? Coming into the final 2 corners now, they have to thread the needle between tire barriers here, but Ahir Arif seems to have confirmed his position here, as now Elson Liu is going to have a very good view of his rear view bumper.
Well, I really have to give credit to Amirul at this moment there, Victor. He's been looking so promising on the sector 2, but Alson Liu is not giving up yet. Alson Liu taking this absolutely personal as he got into the outside line. He might be diving in. Well, that is something that we really need to watch out for. On the other side, Amirul is just holding on to his position on the inside. Can we see a movement in this turn 1? No, not really. It seems like Amirul is still holding on to his position. Alson Liu might not be surprising him, and maybe in a couple of other laps we might be seeing Alson Liu challenging him back again.
Yeah, Hero is one of only 2 drivers right now to have gained 5 positions in this wet race. What an incredible performance here for car number 77. There's no doubt this is going to be a huge haul of points for him. As it stands though, he is 11th place in the championship, but this wet weather racing here, this is a masterclass of racing performance here unfolding before our very eyes. Is Ahiro going to have the pace actually to catch up at the top 3? I mean, he lapped in the 140s, 140.8 in the last one there. May not be enough. He might have gone a little bit off the track there. That might give a bit of opportunity now for Elson to try to close the gap a bit. But pace-wise, 77 is looking so fast. It's absolutely flying out there, even in this treacherous condition.
Yeah, that is some number there, number 37. But ladies and gentlemen, 4 minutes left in our last race of the day in our Toyota Gazoo Racing Season 7. As we see, all of the races are going head-to-head in every aspect of the track today. And we saw some incredible performance from Alson Liu and also Amirul Arif. The rivalry is heating up as they're coming into the last turn towards the Kuala Lumpur Straits. And this is the moment. Can this be another moment for some of them to overtake, to take the opportunity to find that space to get in front, to gain some positions? Is going to be the talk for now. But as it stands, Nick Teo is leading this race alongside with Danny Sung and also Dato Kan Fu.
Oh my god, like he's actually catching Dato Kenfu at this point. His last lap was 1 whole second
he's
faster.
gaining, isn't it?
Yeah, like 1 whole second faster than Dato Kenfu. And now Lim Chun Beng is facing another challenge here, this time in the form of Ahiro Haikal, trying to have a look around the outside, going to be taking the wet line, as it were, the wider line on turn number 1, and try to tighten it up as he enters into turn number 2. So he's trying to make some gains onto Lim Chun Beng. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make the move this time, going a little bit too wide out in turn number 2. But I think we're going to have to focus on Ahiro Arif here, because he's on the verge of catching Dato Kenfu and might be on for a podium finish here, Matthew.
Yep, there you go, the superstar from Focus Racing Team, Lim Chun Beng, right now. He's just flooring his pedals over there to go as much as he can. So this is going to be a really incredible watch to see over here. And there you go, Kaneko right now on car number 46. Still holding on to that P7. Can he gain? Can he find a way to see Chung Yung Chon to actually get in front there, Victor? But looking at how it is, very, very far, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
very, very far.
It's still going to be a very, very tricky one here for sure. There's still like a 1.5 second gap between Amiro Arif and Dato Kenfu as they come across the line right now. We want to see how exactly that stacks up. He's getting closer and closer to Dato Kenfu, so sooner rather than later, the Dato is going to have to be the defender here in order to keep his podium position. But what an impressive performance here from car number 77 as he dispatched multiple cars. He was involved in the 4-car battle at the early part of this race, but 1 minute and 50 seconds remains, which means we are looking at least 1 lap to go here, and potentially another extra lap. We're seeing Nick right now coming down through turn number 3, and we'll be going up to turn 4 very soon, so he's still on a lap at the moment. So I think he might be able to beat the timer to allow another extra lap. So we may be looking at 2 more laps of racing here, Matthews.
Yeah, we might be looking onto that. Can we see more overtakings in that 2 more remaining laps, is what you mentioned there, Victor. So at this moment, we can still see car number 85. Oh, there's going to be a replay over here on certain incidents that happened. This is between car number 13. So that is none other than, of course, Daniel from Bay Racing ES Young. And what happened over here there, Victor?
Oh, quite a bit of understeer, it looks like, and really dug into the dirt that's just on the outside of the track there. So a lot of mud being thrown up. I mean, again, just flashbacks to round number 2, right?
Slow-mo it, it's going to look super, like, heroic movie.
Certainly does. As Nick Teo now will be coming across the line, 40 seconds still remaining. This could be the last lap here, ladies and gentlemen, and indeed it will be the last lap as Nick Teo is still keeping the lead, but Danny Ng is actually catching up to him. The gap is now down to 1.2 seconds between the race leader and second place. It's also looking very close now between Dato Kenfu and Ahiro Arif. So 2 battles in the top 4 right now that's going on, as we now are going to be focusing our attention on Dato Kenfu, how he's going to try to defend against an absolute bullet of a car here in number 77.
You know what, Victor? I already have in my mind, who's going to be the driver of the day.
Oh boy, well, he's going to try
right now. So there you go. Yeah, he's going to try again. He's going to drive it from the inside. Dato Kenfu,
the touch!
Dato Kenfu somehow keeping his car stable over there despite the touch from the back. And this could be a moment for Amir Arif to get into podium positions. But it seems like Dato Kenfu is not giving up yet. He's going for a much more better movement from the outside now. He has the pace there, Victor, right now. But it seems like Amir Arif might be, lagging a little bit after the bump over now.
Well, but then again, he's going to try to hang on the inside here for turn number 4. This could be crucial now. He might be able to make this move here. Dato Kenfu, is he going to be able to turn in early? No, he turns in a little bit later allowing Arif to go through now. So not much damage here, but it's going to be about the exit here. Dato Kenfu has a lot more speed on the exit now. He's going to be able to cut back onto him, going down turn number 5 right now. Ahiro Arif is on the outside. Dato Kenfu will be able to stay side by side with him going to the downhill section. Now they have to be absolutely ginger with their inputs, make sure the car doesn't slide out too much. Look at that, cutting right across, but Dato Kenfu stays on the racing line though. He is still able to keep alongside Arif, but Nick Teo now will be coming across the line. He's the one who will be taking the checkered flag here to win race number 1 for the sporting class. Danny Ng takes second place, but now on to Dato Kenfu. Now they're going to be gunning their way to the line here. Dato Kenfu is still in front of Amir Arif, and that allows him to stay in 3rd position, waving his hands in the air in celebration celebration as he claims the podium here in the sporting class race number 1.
What a race, ladies and gentlemen. What a race. Now, that is some battle we saw throughout our race today. And Dato Can Fu, despite the challenges from the bullet that was coming from all the way from the back, climbing up, you got entire target onto Dato Can Fu. But Dato Can Fu somehow, denied the entry, denied the opportunity for Amirul Arif and still retained his podium position, getting himself into P3. The aerial view from the top right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we see some of the racers are coming towards the checkered flag. And man, what a race it was. All praise goes to this man over here, Nick Theo. What a race from the start till the end. Never missed his opportunity, never made a mistake, and that's what I call a superstar performance.
Wow, again, very impressive, the lead he's been able to keep, and even with Danny's finding quite a bit of speed towards the end of the race here, Nick Teo still was able to head him off and takes the checkered flag first now for this race number 1. Danny's can certainly still feel proud to be able to enjoy a podium here. That's going to be a lot of points coming the way of car number 85 here, and that certainly will help a little bit as we'll be entering into race number 2 tomorrow. But certainly the story of the race here is going to be Ahiro Arif, the way he was able to navigate his way through a 4-way battle. This was an incredible bit of racing we managed to see. It's such a shame that, the last lap had already been started there because it looked like he was already on to try to fight for a podium, but that position still goes to Dato Ken Fu. What an amazing performance from the Dato himself, coming in 4th in the qualifying, was unexpectedly handed the 3rd position after the unfortunate situation involving Safik Samsudin in car number 88. But podium it still is here for Dato Ken Fu.
Yep, it is definitely some heated race in our sporting class today. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what I call racing. Wet conditions is always going to be thrilling to watch. And I can really tell you, we saw some interesting battles between Dato Ken Fu and also Amirul Arif, who was in the very close moments to find out something might be happening. But Dato Ken Fu defended his position really well and got himself in that position that he was holding on for a long, long time, which is P3. And man, this is car number 85, and that is none other than Nick. Well, what a performance by him.
Nick, yeah, he's going to be so happy with that.
Yeah.
5th in the championship here. I mean, he unfortunately did not contest in round number 2, which is a shame because he actually did so well in round 1, nailing a total of 50 points, which is the amount of points he carried going into our 3rd and final round in Season 7. So this race win, no doubt, is going to very much look very good on Nick Teo's part, because now he's showing himself to potentially be someone to watch out for in future coming seasons of TGR.
Yeah, so this is going to be very, very intense race 2 for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be what determining who is going to be the champion. But man, from here we can already calculate the championship points based on the provisional results. Later on we'll be showing the official results, but I can really... All right, so I believe the race results are out there, Victor. Yeah, here you go.
So, Nick Teo Hong Zhao from Sokudo Racing takes the win in race number 1 on the final round in season number 7 for the sporting class. Dennis Ng takes 2nd place there for HLT Crestmax Motorsports. Dato Ken Fu takes the 3rd and final podium position here in an amazing battle with Amirul Arif, who managed to move up several places, 5 places if I count correctly, in order to finish in 4th place here for G-Mart Motorsport. Chu Yong Chun finishes in 5th position for Haiwa Racing Team ahead of Elson Liu for Bay Racing by ES Young. Kenneth Cole finishes basically where he qualified in 7th position despite of all the tangles and all the chaos going on the track. He still managed to maintain track position here and still is in the running for that championship. And as we look into P8, we have Lim Chung Bang. In P9, we have Panithan, aka Om. And in P10, we got Ashen Shanmuganathan finishing in that 10th position. Daniel Inosuke Oi from Singapore from Bay Racing by ES Young finishes in 11th place. Amiro Haikal from Super Evergreen Motorsports in 12th. Shanmuganathan Amurugam from Kashash Vina Motorsports finishes in 13th position. And unfortunately, Shafiq Samsudin has occurred a DNF in this first race of the final round.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a thrilling race it was. So those of you just tuned in, you might be missing the moment. So before that, we will definitely give you a highlight about actually what happened throughout our race. So here we go. Just because you missed the first few moments, so here you go. To recap everything, it has been a very wet condition, hence why with the delayed start. But after the delayed start, it was all rock and roll, isn't it?
Yeah, well, not so much rock and roll as Shafiq Samsudin, unfortunately, was the first casualty of this race here. His car failing to go out of the grid, had to be pushed into the pits, was able to get the car started, but as he tried to rejoin the safety car pack, his car stalled multiple times and eventually slowed to a stop, forcing him out of the race. After 4 laps under the safety car, we were able to get our race underway with Nick Teo able to shoot his way into a convincing race lead from the get-go, and that race lead he held on until the very end. But a lot of the action happened right here in the middle as Ahiro Arif was able to not only save his car from a slide he had coming down from turn number 5, but was also able to tangle with up to 4 different cars here, including Kenneth Ko, including Chu Yong Chun and Elson Liu, in order to try to wrestle his way into the 4th position. And man, what amount of chaos was going on here as Kenneth Ko was also putting his wet weather driving skills to the test here as he was caught up in the middle of a 4-car battle pack. And as we see lots of saves happening out here. I mean, Chu Yong-chun also having an opposite lock moment here, coming down for turn number 5, just further underscoring how treacherous the grip conditions are out on the track. Lim Chun-bang had been, unfortunately, this tangle as well, had been able to try to regain some positions here, but Kenneth Ko was still able to get the better of him and managed to finish in front of Lim Chun-bang. Then later on, we also saw car number 13, Daniel Inoki Oi, going a little bit off there, taking a little bit of a chunk out of the grass just on the outside of turn number 8. We also did see an amazing final lap performance here for Ahiro Arif as he continued to chase against Dr. Kenfu, locked into a battle in the final laps here with a potential for a podium, and side by side they continued to battle on throughout the lap until at the very end when Dr. Kenfu, after Nick Teo has claimed his victory, was able to finish in that 3rd position.
Yeah, so there you go. The race winner did absolutely really well. It showed us lots of potential, and it's none other than Nick Teo who won. He actually won the race. Well, Victor, I mean, despite what actually happened in our race, for me, the driver of the day is going to be Amirul.
Yeah.
Amirul Arif has been fantastic. That number 77 with that blue livery is just scary to watch. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean the fact that he saved that was already like a win in my book, but the fact that he managed to continue on and was almost going to be on the podium position, he definitely deserves like a special mention for sure. I mean, definitely the most entertaining driver to watch, you know, in this first race. But also full credit as well to Dato Kenfu, because at the last moment there, it looked like Ahiro was going to be able to catch up to him and fight for the podium, but Dato Kenfu was able to just hang on to it, you know. It's just amazing to watch here.
Yeah, he was just trying his very best. He was keeping a very cool head, and despite the challenge coming from Amirul Arif, he still kept it really well and ended the race on podium position. So well done to Dato Kenfu. Well, one thing for sure is that, Victor, I just can't wait to see what will be happening for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be really interesting to watch. Tomorrow is the day where everything will be finalized, you know?
Yeah.
And we will be seeing this season's champion, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The final race will be happening tomorrow, and that will close things off for season number 7. But for what it's worth, you know, race number 1 has been off to a stonking great start here. I mean, wow. With the wet conditions happening in the sporting class, the super sporting class having quite a clean race as well. So the championship points are still very much up for grabs here, with Nakib Aslan potentially overtaking Mitchell Chia in terms of points, potentially here from his performance here, finishing in 3rd place. So we're going to be seeing from that reverse grid race tomorrow to see the epic conclusion of season 7.
Absolutely. So, well, I can't wait to see what will be happening. But, ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is the end of our race today. And before we end, of course, we want to say thank you so much for watching our live stream. But we're going to be having more talks with the man who has been, I would say, the face of this entire championship. Of course, none other than Mr. Nazruddin Rahman, who will be taking you through on the final results with the races and the atmosphere on the track. Here we go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor Cax and Mr. Matthews Isaac. Sterling job, as always, job well done in highlighting the drama that was Sporting Class. So as you can see over here, these are the last of the cars going through the scrutineering process. And the scrutineering process is important to ensure that all cars follow specifications as they finish the race. No match fixing. Everything is fair and square here at Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge. Race 1 draws to a close for Super Sporting Class and the Rookie Class. So the race that we saw earlier, man, all of us are feeling for Shafiq Shamsuddin from Race Rally Kuala Lumpur. Coming in at P1 for qualifying, but somehow or rather luck conspired against his team and the car simply would not start. And so what we have here is everything is open. Good stuff for Dato Kenfu coming in third place. A long fight with Amirul, car number 77. And so congratulations as well to Mr. Nick Teo from Sokudo Racing. First time in the podium, first time P1 as well. So those are the highlights from race day 1. We've got more racing as we find out who the champions are for Super Sporting Class, and Rookie Class of Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Challenge 2024. This is Season 7, Round 3. Race 1 is done. It's time to look forward to race day 2. So we'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Same live stream. My name is Nas Rahman. It's been an absolute pleasure to be your host for this year's Season 7 as well as all 3 rounds. And right now, I need a little bit of rest as well. We've been out in the rain, we've been out in the sun, and we still got one more day to go. Our drivers are also taking 5, and they are going to be prepared for tomorrow's grand finale. So do join us, dear viewers. Thank you so much. Signing off on the internet, on Facebook, on YouTube as well. And we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Signing off. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.
10 seconds. Exit standby. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go green.
The goal is always to win. It's a long race, so let's see what we can do.
Over 6 seasons, every year, 45 racers compete for a place on this podium.
This is Gazoo Racing.
Good race. Oh my god, that was the hardest race I've ever raced in my life, man. Oh, up to the last corner. Oh.
This is where champions are built.
Yeah!
Ready to race. Talents uncovered.
I mean, tomorrow is a new race. Plenty of opportunities starting from P3. So I'll try to make it work. It's a new day.
Rookies nurtured.
Yeah! Yes! Let's freaking go! We won, baby!
Let's go!
We feel like we have the potential. We're gonna get this one.
This is Gazoo Racing.
Okay guys, you gotta get ready for the TGR Rookies Series. This is Season 4 and it's gonna be super exciting. Brand new rookies, All very different characters, and we're looking forward to it. Okay, first up, we have another female driver in our rookie program, second one we've ever had, and she's a KRD karting champion, so we're looking out to see Audrey.
My name is Audrey and I'm from Malaysia. Something very exciting about being in the rookie program is to be able to test the GR cars from Toyota, so it's a very exciting thing that I've been looking forward to every day.
Then we got Mikhail Adam, also another karter who's actually got some experience in touring cars. He's done a little bit of touring cars last year, and he'll be one of the favorites.
Hi, I'm Mika. I'm 18 and I'm from Kuala Lumpur. I think why I love racing so much is because of the rush, of the feeling that I get. The feeling that I get after I win, the feeling that I get after achieving something.
Then we have a pure sim racer, Raja Amarul, who only started driving in a sim 6 months ago, so he is very, very raw, but super talented. We can already tell he's going to be a star.
My name is Raja Amarul Shaukat. I'm from Johor. I heard about the rookie program. I pushed myself hard to get into it because I know it's a big opportunity for me to show who am I.
And then we have fun karters as well. Brandon Ho, extremely fast on the scene, very enthusiastic. He's a mechanical engineer studying at the university, so it's going to be one to look out for.
Hi, my name is Brandon Ho and I'm from Malaysia. One fun fact about me would be I'm actually a very study person. I'm currently taking my engineering course. I'm in my 3rd year engineering. I think a lot of people would not see that in me. So yeah, I guess that's a fun fact. Yeah.
Another one to look out for is also another fun karter, Amarul Afiq. Another driver with loads of talent. I'm loving these fun karters joining because they would never get a chance otherwise, and they're just showing how quick they are.
My name is Samirul Afiq and I'm from Pahang. A most exciting part being a rookie driver is, of course, I get to race under a Toyota Gazoo Racing umbrella and also to be trained with a former Formula 1 Malaysia driver, which is Alex Yong, and it's a really big pleasure for me.
Last but not least, we have Kingston. Kingston's very talented. He's another one of these drivers that does a hybrid of fun karts and simulator racing, and we can tell he's super talented as well.
My name is Kingston and I'm from KL. I would like to thank Toyota for this opportunity. I've seen a lot of successful stories and I hope I'm one of them. Thank you, Toyota.
There you have it, folks. 6 incredible rookies ready to take on the track. I mean, these guys are super talented. The talent level is up here. It's going to be exciting to watch.
We are the TGR Rookies 2024!
Let's go!
It's a new feeling, new sensation.
Good car, new race, let's go!
And that's how you make performance tires.
the new Proxys Sports 2, an ultra-high performance tyre that allows drivers to safely maximize their enjoyment of driving. With a tagline engineered for excitement, Proxys Sport 2 is optimized for the high torque powertrains to deliver an exciting ride for all sports car drivers. The all-new Proxys Sports 2 is the newest addition to Malaysia's popular Proxys Sports range for the passenger and SUV car tyres, offering two excellent features that sets it apart from its predecessor: precise handling and exceptional wet grip. The tyre's precise handling enables drivers to navigate corners with ease, while its exceptional wet grip provides superior traction on wet roads, ensuring maximum safety and stability even in challenging weather conditions. The Proxys Sports 2 is available from C-segment vehicles all the way to F-segment vehicles. It is available in total of 31 sizes ranging from 18 to 20 inches. For more information on the latest Proxys Sports 2, please visit our authorized Toyo Tyres dealer network nationwide.
Toyo Tyres.
And the winner for the overall category, car number 37 from Toyota Gazoo Racing Malaysia, Tengku Changlei and Muhammad Nakib bin Noor.
What's up, guys? We're back. I'm Nakib Azlan. I'm Tengku Changlei. Here we are at Sepang 1000 km 2023. Okay, so we've reached the end of the day. Today we had our official qualifying. So right now the team is busy preparing our pit equipment ready for the big race tomorrow. So we'll be conducting some pit stop practices so that we're all set for the main day tomorrow. That's for sure.
Well, hello there.
9 hours and a half past. Longest race ever.
We have 2 trophies.
What a race. It was a sprint race from start to finish. And I knew Nakib was pushing really hard. We were monitoring the lap times of Nakib. And honestly, I think we pushed for long enough. And we decided to keep the pace, keep it clean, keep the rhythm, take it home. So Nakib, we've been pushing the limit all day today. This is definitely Gazoo Racing, and hoping to see you next year.
Let's get it.
New car, new race, let's go! It's a new feeling, new sensation.
I'm ready, let's do this.
Very nervous and excited.
Let's go!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Clear your mind of everything else, you say whatever, does not matter now.
Congratulations! And that marks the end of round 1 of DGR Vios Challenge Season 7.
When I slapped myself together, I finished the race. P1 again.